batting ninth from Rider University, playing shortstop, David Bermudez. Pitching today for the Miners from Gonzaga, Daniel Naughton.
Welcome into Mulcahy Stadium in Anchorage, Alaska. Today we have a contest between the ABL leading Matsu Miners and the Chugiak Eagle-River Chinooks. This is the ABL Scouts Showcase, so the Miners playing one game today and then 2 games tomorrow. I'm Reese Landon, joined by Sean Neef, and we do apologize for the camera quality on today's broadcast. Our main camera has a bit of a battery issue. Hopefully that is sorted out by tomorrow, but for now, hopefully at least the audio on the broadcast is good. The stream quality might not be the greatest, but we'll work with what we've got. And for the Miners, they're coming off a win last night. They took the contest 4-1 at home against the Peninsula Oilers. Darwin Matos went 5 1/3 innings for the Miners in his first start. Took a no decision. Winning pitcher ended up being Aaron Winkler, as Mike Ferreira ended up hitting the go-ahead home run in the 6th inning to power the Miners to a 4-1 win. For the Chinooks, Sean is going to get you their lineup.
For the Chinooks today, we have Will Batts in their leadoff position. The John Marks Mully, the dependable shortstop, is going to be in the 2-hole. Johnny Graham, their speedy left fielder, for 3. Hayden Keller is going to be their cleanup batter today in the DH slot, as Joe Brazil is going to be filling in for number 5. The big first baseman, Josh Sheck, is going to be their 6th hitter, with Colby Ferris, their fast right fielder, in 7. Joe Keel behind the plate is going to be in the 8-hole, with Patty McCormick rounding it out in their 9th slot.
And for the Miners, they will line up like this. Leading off in right field, E.J. Cumbo. Batting second in center field, Tyler Wilson, who had a mammoth home run last night. Hitting third at first base, it's Nick Sorelli from St. John's. Batting cleanup over at third base, it's going to be Casey Rother from Lehigh University. Hitting 5th for the Miners in left field is going to be Aaron Walters from Angelo State University. Batting 6th and DHing, it's going to be Mike Ferreira, who had a home run last night. Batting 7th and behind the plate is the catcher from Kent State University, Sam Thompson. Hitting 8th at second base, another Kent State Golden Flash, Josh Morozic. And rounding out the lineup, batting 9th at shortstop, it is David Bermudez. On the mound today for the Miners is going to be right-hander Daniel Naughton. Naughton hasn't seen an appearance in a while, but he's kind of been a swingman for these Miners, and getting the chance to start today. He'll go to the mound against this Chinooks lineup on the year. For the right-hander Naughton, this is going to be his 5th game, his 4th start. He's thrown 16 2/3 innings. He's allowed 12 runs, 9 of which have been earned. Good for a 4.86 ERA. He struck out 9 in 16 2/3. And the Chinooks lineup, not a ton of power, but they are very good at just getting on base.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing, but the Miners, if they can keep rolling the way they were last night with some contributions from batters like Wilson and Ferreira, who are coming into their own as of recently, then I think that's going to be a bit harder to overpower than pure on-base percentage in this game. Naughton should be an interesting matchup. Haven't really gotten a chance to see him in the starting role against the Chinooks, but this batting and the offensive production from the Miners is something I want to keep my eye on. 4 runs isn't a whole lot. They did leave a few on in the end of the day yesterday, but should they bring across those runs with runners in scoring position, then I think this team should have a pretty solid day.
Leading off will be Will Batts, the center fielder from the Masters University. Batts on the year, hitting .273. He's been a reliable leadoff man. He's got 88 at-bats on the year, 24 hits. Homer and 10 RBIs for Batts, but he is prone to the strikeout. He is 2nd on the team with 25 strikeouts, just behind Colby Ferris in that category. Naughton winds, fires, and we are underway for Mulcahy Stadium as there is a first pitch called strike. And the first pitch is at 11:08 Alaska Standard Time. Left-handed batter Batts against the righty Naughton. 0-1 pitch is another fastball, strike 2. Naughton does have a fastball that can really get up there. It sits low 90s, can touch up to 94. Hasn't had a ton of strikeouts yet. We're kind of waiting on that breakthrough strikeout performance, as he almost had one there, just missing off the outside edge. It's 1-2.
And Naughton could easily follow the trajectory that Will Johnston already has in this season. We saw an 11 strikeout performance from Willie Naughton, if he could break through, could be huge.
As there he gets a half swing, a sword if you will, in the dirt. Bats is going to run down to first, but Sam Thompson completes the strikeout. That'll go 2-2-3 for the strikeout swinging. And now with one out, it's going to be John Mark Mullins, the shortstop for the University of Alabama Birmingham. They have several UAB Blazers on this team, and Mullins has been the best one out of them, and really the best one on the team hitting. He's hitting .325, the only Chinook with a batting average over 300 as he steps in here and takes a fastball. For strike one. Or rather, ball one.
1-0 count to John Mark Mullins.
As that pitch is off the plate, it goes 2-0.
Mullins is someone who I will say is deceptively athletic. He's very nimble out of the shortstop position, but he's got some nice power to go along with it. He's got a bit of a stroke.
As there's ball three, Naughton falling way behind. He's at a 3-0 count. Miners defensively playing him pretty much straight up. Mullins on 3-0, taken all the way. That's a fastball. For a strike, Naughton gets it over. It's 3-1.
Can't blame you for the take there. Obviously in a favorable count, but sometimes you would like your hitters to rip on something they know is going to be over the heart of the plate.
As taking a rip at that was Mullins, but it goes foul. High 50s, low 60s. It'll get warmer as the day goes on. It's not the warmest here, as we are in the AM hours still. Naughton winding here. The 3-2 pitch. Fly ball hit into left field, but pretty much straight at Aaron Walters, now backing up just a couple of steps. Can of corn for him. He'll make the catch 2 away here in the first, and now it'll bring up the 3-hitter, Johnny Graham, the left fielder.
Well, the easiest outs they're going to get so far, so 2 up, 2 down so far for Naughton. Looking to make it a 1-2-3 inning to start off the game.
Graham has had his struggles at the dish so far this year, hitting .175 coming in. He's got a homer and 8 RBIs.
He's also second on the team in third on the team in strikeouts with 18 in the season, so he does like to play aggressive at the plate.
As he's not going to go after that one. Ball one inside from Nunn, a right-hander from Gonzaga University, Spokane, Washington. Nunn is an Oregon native. As there's a fastball low, 2-0 to Johnny Graham. Infield playing a little bit back. We know how fast this ball can move on the turf. 2-0 pitch is swung on and grounded weakly over to third. Rother will take it on a big hop. Throw over to first is a bit high, and Sorelli came off the bag just a little bit. So that's going to go down as an error on Casey Rother. That'll be an E5. Sorelli just off the bag there. And for the first time today, the Chinooks have a runner with 2 outs here in the first. Hayden Keller, the designated hitter, cleanup hitter, to the plate next.
And that's all it takes for them to get on. Now you expect them to get aggressive and start applying pressure. They're not a team that really waits around for steal opportunities. They go and get them.
There's a fastball off the plate, ball one from Nunn. Still no scoreboard at Mulcahy Stadium. And starting to think we're not going to see one the whole year. 1-0. Modest lead off first for Graham. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball low, 2-0. So Naughton has fallen behind and doesn't want to make a mistake pitch here to the man at the plate, Hayden Keller. 239 batter on the year, 8 RBIs. Left-handed batter as there's a snap throw over to first. Back in safely is the runner Graham. Nunn will run it up to 94, as I said, with that fastball. Also features a slider and a changeup. Here's a weak grounder over to first. Sorelli gloves it. Nunn covering. Takes the flip, and he'll go to the bag, and that'll end the first. So, no runs, no hits, 1 error. Chinooks can't bring the error around. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Top of the order due up for the Miners. We'll be back here from Mulcahy Stadium in just a few moments. Welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium as we start the bottom of the first. EJ Cumbo, the first batter to the plate for the Miners. Cumbo coming in, a 250 batter, has a home run in an exhibition game. No home runs in ABL play yet, as watches a first pitch strike there. Cumbo left-handed batter. Justin Estrada, the right-hander, starting for the Chinooks. We've already seen him a couple times this year, as there's ball one.
Cumbo's been off to a pretty hot start in his minor career. Was 3 for 8 going into the game against the Oilers yesterday. Just couldn't manage to get one on his line, and now behind 1-2.
On the year coming in for Estrada, he's made 5 starts in 6 games, so this will be his 6th start as this ball is flared pretty deep into center field, but backing up is Will Batts, who have plenty of room in center field to make the catch. But coming into the game, Justin Estrada has been pretty good. 22 innings, giving up 7 runs, only 5 of which have been earned. He's given up a fair bit of walks, 16, but he has 25 strikeouts. Not the biggest guy on the mound, listed at 5'8", but he can really get by you with deception. Has 25 punch-outs in 22 innings, so he's doing pretty well in that category.
His last showing, he went 5 innings as well with 7 strikeouts, so was averaging 1K or more per inning, so already off to a solid start, getting the first out, but Tyler Wilson might question that one.
Wilson down 0-2, a couple of fastballs on the outside edge, quickly down 0-2. Estrada winds, here it comes. Swung on and lined hard, but back out of play. Wilson stays alive, still 0-2.
Wilson. In that game yesterday, Wilson, when he hit that home run, I had some of my reserves myself just because I've never seen him put one over this year, but he really pimped that shot too.
As the 0-2 pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt, Wilson wisely lays off. It's 1-2. Joe Keel doing the catching for the Chinooks. They've been one of the best teams in the ABL this year at limiting wild pitches and pass balls. Keel's a big part of that. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and grounded right side, through into right field. There's a base hit for Tyler Wilson as he was down in the count, and we're seeing his bat really come alive going into right field there with his first hit of the ball game. The Miners have one on with one out. It's going to be Nick Sorelli.
Confidence is really rising for this club. They're getting more and more hits as the year's going on, and I think their cohesion as a unit is just getting better. They're finding a lot of support from the top and the bottom of their lineup.
Yeah, they're certainly finding ways to get guys hot at a good time as we enter the dog days, as there's a first pitch ball to Nick Sorelli. Sorelli coming into the game, a .314 batter, 4 home runs, 11 RBIs. He's also got an even walk to strikeout ratio, 15 each. Wilson with a modest lead off first. On the year, he has no steals, 1 caught stealing.
Sorelli's been even more selective in the last week as well, picking up 3 walks to only 1 hit. He's feeling less like chasing, but that one's going to be a nice throw out too.
Sorelli waving at that pitch way off the plate, and taking off for second was Tyler Wilson. Joe Keel gunned him down, and there was really not a question of whether he was going to be safe or out. Wilson did not even slide. Easily thrown out there, and now 2 away. Sorelli in a 1-1 count.
And I think Sorelli had to pick up that strike because they had to try and do a hit and run with Wilson being that far behind on the leadoff. But now it puts him behind in a 1-2 count, so see if it's worth it, as they already have 2 outs in the inning.
Estrada back from the windup. Here's the 1-2. And it's in the dirt, bouncing up off the turf all the way to the backstop, 2-2. Right fielder Colby Ferris is playing way back for the Chinooks. He knows about Sorelli's power. Sorelli is yet to hit one out of right field here, but certainly has the ability to, but not right there. As he swings through a fastball, Sorelli down on strikes, and navigating around a 1-out single is Justin Estrada. We'll head to the second. Miners 0, Chinooks 0. We'll be back here from Mulcahy Stadium in just a few moments. We start the second inning here from Mulcahy, as leading off is Joe Brazil, the third baseman. Daniel Nunn back out for another inning of work as this ball is tapped up the third baseline. Foul ball. Brazil down 0-1. Who plays his college baseball over. Well, actually plays his college baseball at the University of Gardner-Webb University. He's a Mendocino Community College transfer. As he fouls that pitch off, it's 0-2.
Brazil's been adding some serious offense to this team as of late. The last week, added 2 RBIs to his name with a .500 slugging. He's filling in nicely in the heart of this lineup.
0-2 coming from Naughton. Here it is. And it's just tapped, and actually it looked like Brazil swung at it and caught a piece of his foot. As he's a little gimpy standing out of the box. Naughton back to it. It's 0-2 as now the umpire goes out to hand him a new ball.
Standing a little bit further back right now, all the infield try to avoid anything getting past them.
Ball moves really well on the turf here, so not wanting a ball to scoot past that normally would have been fielded at Herman Brothers. 0-2 pitch. Check swing. He went around. It's in the dirt. Thompson will throw down to first and complete the strikeout. Second strikeout of the day for Daniel Nunn as he puts away Joe Brazil on strikes, and now it's going to be Josh Scheck, first baseman.
Naughton's stuff is looking pretty explosive early on there. Both of his strikeouts, even Sam Thompson behind the dishes had to go retrieve it before throwing him down. So he's got a lot of movement on his pitches so far today.
Just the first pitch to Scheck. It's a fastball, ball 1. Scheck on the year has only played in 9 games. This is his 10th. He does have a home run, a .259 batter. 1-0 pitch. He is off the plate. Naughton falls behind 2-0. He winds again. Here it comes. 2-0 pitch. Check swing, and it is a ball. So 3-0.
Behind early here. No room for error now. Otherwise, he's going to send a man to first.
Waiting on deck is Colby Ferris. 3-0 pitch, taking all the way. That's a fastball. Strike 1. Naughton gets it over. He's at a 3-1 count.
Naughton hopefully trying to put something on the ground here. This one is
that
going
one
the other
is
way.
Looped over to Morozic at second, who knocks it down, but there's going to be no play. That'll probably be a base hit on the slide. As reaching first is the runner, Josh Scheck. He's got the first hit of the day for the Chinooks. 1 on, 1 out here in the second.
Morozic was almost able to make a play there at second. Just an awkward angle as he had to run backwards. Should he have been able to grab that on a single hop, they might have been able to throw him out at first, but regardless, second inning continues.
The Chinooks did not play last night. Their last game came on Wednesday against the Peninsula Oilers in a game they won by a score of 3-2. 1 on, 1 out. Naughton's first pitch is popped way up in the air. That would have been a home run if it's in an elevator shaft. Sorelli over from first base. He'll make the catch and foul ground, 2 away. 1 pitch, 1 out, and now it's going to be the 8th hitting Joe Keel, who on the year is hitting .203, just above the Mendoza line. He's got no home runs, 4 RBIs. Keel splits time behind the plate with Matt Magno. Another UAB Blazer in the lineup.
Keel also seems to have a pretty good connection with all his teammates. I was able to talk with them briefly before the game. He seems very well liked from everyone in that roster, so you know they're trusting him on the bases.
It's grounded back up the middle. Not being able to field is Morozic, but Bermuda's backing him up, fields it, and instead of tagging the bag, he'll go to first. Joe Keel thrown out by a step. A bit of an awkward play up the middle there, but works out nonetheless. David Bermuda is 6'3", ground out. He'll go to Sorelli, and that'll end the second. Or the top of the second. We're headed to the bottom of the second. Miners 4, 5, 6 due up in the order. We'll be back here from Mulcahy Stadium in just a moment. Casey Rother coming up to the plate for the Miners as we start the bottom of the second. Rother in the cleanup spot today, hitting .312 on the year. Had a couple of hits last night. He's got a home run, 9 RBIs on the year. He's also got 10 walks to just 9 strikeouts. Third baseman in. First pitch from Justin Estrada is a ball off the plate. We're underway in the bottom of the second.
Both those hits were singles as well, and starting off the year, you wouldn't necessarily think Casey Rother is more of a contact hitter with all the extra base hits he collected, but being a contact hitter with a power stroke is honestly a lot more valuable to scouts when you can put the ball in play and just add on top of that.
1-1 pitch is way inside, almost hit him. Or actually, yeah, 1-1 pitch. It's going to be 2-1 on Rother. Estrada's had a bit of issue walking guys. He's got 16 and 22 innings as his pitch is fouled way back out of play. It's going to be 2-2 on Casey Rother.
Well, the third baseman finds himself in an even count now. This next pitch could be the most decisive one in this at-bat.
Estrada from the line. Here's the 2-2. It's swung on and tapped down to third. On the charge over there is Brazil. He's got it. Throw to first is in time, but it just pulled the first baseman, Josh Scheck, off the bag. So we have a couple of errors by third baseman on both sides as that throw was just a bit offline. Scheck was unable to get his foot down. It's a base runner for the Miners with nobody out here in the second.
And they would have had him by at least a step or so as the throw got there ahead of time, but just not as accurate as it needed to be. Casey Rother with a nice hustle. That's why they tell you to always run through the bag.
Aaron Walters playing left field today, stepping in next. 1 on, none out. First pitch. He tried to square the bunt, pulled back, called strike. Walters 0-1. He got a bunt down last night, a suicide squeeze that scored Josh Morozic.
Maybe tipped his hand early as to what he's trying to do. Obviously capable. A lot of the other Miners haven't been able to replicate that success with the bunt.
So there's ball one way off the plate. Estrada evened up now, 1-1. Chinooks infield really isn't playing that back, even in the double play formation.
No.
Or straight up. They really kind of just play on the fake dirt part of the turf on the infield, which is fairly in. 1-1 pitch is a swing and a miss. Walters hacking there, can't get it. It's 1-2.
Brazil at third especially is standing pretty far up compared to the rest of the infield.
Interesting defensive alignment on the other side is the right fielder Ferris playing opposite way, really deep. 1-2 pitch is off the plate, maybe a bit up as well. It'll go 2-2 here on Aaron Walters. Due up in the on-deck circle is one Mike Ferreira, who had a nice night last night. 2 for 3, base hit, home run, walked. Here's the pitch, swung on and hit in the air, fairly deep down the left field line, but that's going to drift back out of play as Walters sits at a 2-2 count once again.
Estrada just hoping to minimize any kind of advancement right now. This will be the first or the second base runner he's had to deal with today. Luckily, the first one was put away on a throwout.
As this ball is fouled away again, Walters prolonging the at-bat as he fouls that one away. I'd like to give a shout-out to the sponsor of the Matsu Miners internet broadcast, the Napa Auto Parts of Alaska. Thank you to Jim Ruda, their owner. 2-2 still on Aaron Walters. Here's the pitch. Swung on, broken bat as he fouls that pitch out back out of play. Actually, no, not a broken bat. The bat just left his hands.
Luckily for him, nobody around the area, and they do have that big screen up, so that's why they have it. Obviously, that's going to do a lot of damage.
Getting some pine tar for the bat as he'll try to keep control of this one. Thought the bat broke, but no, it was just thrown away. Anyhow, he fouls it away, so he'll get another shot at it.
Ferreira still in the on-deck circle. Sam Thompson in the hole right now. None away for the Miners.
This is going on pitch number 8 here in the at-bat. Rother off of first. The 2-2. On the way, runner takes off. Rother going down to second. The throw down to second base is in time. Rother not sliding as he's gunned down easily by the catcher, and the Miners for the second straight inning have a runner thrown out on the base pass without a slide. Pitch was a ball. Walter's still in the box on 3-2, and Rother looks a bit confused, maybe thinking hit and run there.
Obviously some kind of mix-up in communication, but regardless, Walter's still alive in this at-bat and puts this one in play.
As he singles there through the left side, so what could have been? As Aaron Walters reaches first base, Rother would have been able to move up the second. Instead, it's just 1 on, 1 out. On the year, Rother had not stolen a base or attempted to steal one, so definitely a bit of a mix-up out there, as now with 1 away, it is Ferreira to the plate. And the ball flies here in left field. This is a perfect ballpark for Mike Ferreira to continue his hitting. Home runs in back-to-back days. He'll look for one in the 3rd straight day. The first pitch is a breaking ball. Strike 1 from Estrada.
First one obviously came in that exhibition against the Legion All-Stars. However, he does have a hitting streak going regardless of 3 straight games, 2 in ABL action. Mike Ferreira finally coming into his own and finding his swing.
1-1 on Ferreira. Right-hander on right-hander. Walters, a small lead off first. 1-1 pitch is upstairs. 2-1. Ferreira taking that one. Formerly of UNC Greensboro. He transferred to Westchester University, where he played last spring. Hit really well, over 400. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, right field, fairly deep, but Ferris, after taking a couple of steps back, will settle under it, and it'll be the second out of the inning as Mike Ferreira is retired. Now 2 away, it's going to be the catcher, Sam Thompson.
With 1 on and 2 outs, that brings up number
Thompson going to be their last hope to stay alive in this inning, as Ferreira, he has continued his trend, though, where he's reduced his strikeouts, only 1 over the last week of play. Sam Thompson, hoping to put some better balls into play, hasn't had a hit in the last week, and he's made some solid contact, just hasn't found the hole.
Strike 1 there, Thompson taking on the fastball, 0-1. Estrada taking a peek over at Walters on first. 1 on, 2 away. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch, and it's low and in. Thompson takes 1-1. It's been kind of a catcher carousel. They have Thompson and Rando primarily splitting the time behind there. Nakamura gets some at-bats at DH as well as catcher occasionally. As there's a breaking ball off the plate. Thompson, good take there. Good eye, 2-1.
Usually the out and away breaking action is one of the hardest to lay off. That time, a little easier as it kind of hits the dirt before it even comes across.
2-1 on the way. Here it is. And it's lined back up the middle into center field. So Sam Thompson breaks off the schneid. There's his first hit of the ball game, going straight back up the box. He must really like Mulcahy Stadium, as against the Pilots last week he had a couple of hits there, getting his first one. And now 2 on, 2 out for Josh Morozic.
And now you keep thinking back to what could have been with Rother at first to begin this inning. If they didn't have a steal attempt, likely only have 1 out and could even have a bases loaded situation for Morozic.
2 on, 2 out. Josh Morozic, 269 batter on the year. First pitch swung on and fouled off the catcher keel. Back to the screen, 0-1.
Well, Morozic's not holding back there, showing off his ace swing on the first pitch he was shown. He's trying to play aggressive here, but only get 2 strikes before you have to get a lot more defensive at the plate.
0-1 on Morozic, as there's a snap over to second, and it's going to get into center field, but the runners aren't going to move up as Walters dived back into the bag, and the center fielder Bats was playing fairly shallow, so he was able to get up with it in time. Walters thought about it, went back, so no movement. It'll be 0-1 as Morozic stands in against Estrada, who sets, checks the runner. Here's the pitch. And it's high, snap throw over to first, and not even really ready for it at all.
On the bag.
Was the first baseman over there, Josh Scheck. He was standing probably 10, 15 feet behind Thompson, as he was probably as surprised as anyone. Thankfully for the Chinooks, the ball didn't get away. Thompson with a really good lead off of first. Here's the pitch, and it missed low and in, so Mrozek has worked his way ahead in the count. It's 2-1.
I think Sheck and Thompson are both a bit surprised by that last throw. They kind of laughed it off afterwards. But Mrozek looking to put his team in a better situation to score here.
As that pitch is on the inside corner, that's going to be a called strike 2. So Mrozek down to his last strike, 2-2. Walters leading off second, Thompson at first. Both of them singled to get aboard. Estrada at the set. Checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. And it comes inside. And it's going to hit Josh Mrozek on the forearm. So Mrozek taking that hit by pitch. He'll jog down to first. And now the bases are loaded. Sacks are full for David Bermudez.
That's taking one on the chin for your team. Just going to toughen up and take one right on the forearm. Now David Bermudez a chance to scratch across the first run of this game.
Bermudez has struggled in the average category this year, but he does have a home run on the air. Home run and 6 RBIs for David. He's got a big chance here as he watches ball 1 off the plate. Estrada falls behind. And now it looks like there's some movement down in the Chinook bullpen. Looks like a right-hander throwing.
If you want an RBI chance for David Bermudez, you're not going to get any better than bases loaded. All you have to do is keep it in play.
His count gets even better there. 2-0, fastball up, and slowly Estrada is in a big-time jam. 2-0 pitch. Good leads for all the runners. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Bermudez hacking on a fastball there. Couldn't get to it. 2-1. Estrada battles back with a good pitch.
And Estrada's been having to extend his at-bats and pitch counts for each of the batters he's faced in this inning. They're really getting his numbers up there, so not surprised to see an arm in the bullpen already.
2-1 pitch. Swung on and grounded. Diving stop by the third baseman, Brazil. He'll go to first. Nice play. Joe Brazil on the dive down there at third base, taking away a run, and the Miners are held off the board here in the second. Matsu loads up the bases. I can't bring him around. We'll head to the third. Miners nothing, Chinooks nothing, and we'll be back here from Mulcahy Stadium in just a few moments. We're back here from Mulcahy as we start the third inning. Daniel Nunn back out for his third inning of work. He's thrown 2 scoreless so far. He'll get Patty McCormick at the top of the order, Will Batts and John Mark Mullins to start the third. McCormick into the box. Right-hander from Northern Illinois as he lines this one deep down the left field line, but that's going to go foul.
Well, he definitely got all of that ball, but just couldn't wait on it long enough. That early swing instead sends it to the football field to the left field.
McCormick on the air, a .296 batter. No homers, 4 RBIs. As that ball's inside, 1-1. 1-1 on McCormick. Here it comes from Nunn. It's a breaking ball and call the ball 2-1.
Hard to not offer it that one, but Nice job to stop his own momentum. McCormick also throwing us off with this number he's wearing on his jersey today.
Wearing 18. He normally wears 5, but right now he's in a 3-1 count. Non-winds, here it is. Swung on in line, pretty shallow rather. Left field coming on. Walters diving grab. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. How about that? Aaron Walters coming on hard in left field to make that grab. Lost his glove too in the process, but the ball stays in the glove. He'll get the out on a diving grab in left field for the first out of the inning.
I think that's actually Mike Farrar out there, number 36. For the Miners. Looks like it also might have taken the wind out of him as he's sitting in a crouch position now, so not surprised. I don't think anybody expected the ball to drop that hard, but now he's just getting checked on by Skip Tyler LeBron and a few of his teammates. Maybe have the trainer go out there to see how he's doing. I know it says 36. I saw it.
Why is he in left field? He was literally listed as DH. Ferreira, yeah, that is him. That is not Walters. He'll stay in the game. He's okay out there in left field.
He's a tough guy. He can handle it.
Apologize for that lineup inconsistency.
But Ferreira, nice grab, so manages to keep McCormick off of the bags with a grab like that. He is really coming alive for the Miners on both sides. He's contributing plenty in left field, getting all over. Kind of been a vacuum recently. Hate to jinx him, so I'll knock on wood, but Mike Ferreira coming along well for the Miners.
Will Batts, the leadoff hitter, now in. He struck out his first time up, and he'll take a called strike one there. Batts and John Mark Mullins have been two mainstays in center field and shortstop, both at the top of the lineup pretty much all year. As there's a pitch low, none goes 1-1. He's allowed just one hit on the day. 1 hit and 1 error. That's all he surrendered. He struck out a pair as well. 2 lines here. The 1-1 is low and in. Go 2-1. 2-1 pitch coming as that ball is inside. Backing away a bit was Batts, and is in a very favorable count now. 3-1. On the right-hander from Gonzaga, lines, fires, and it is ball 4. I think Batts thought it might have been strike 2. Instead, it's a ball, and jogging down to first base. That's a 5-pitch walk for Will Batts. 1 on, 1 out. John Mark Mullins, whose first time he flew out to Ferreira and left field to the plate.
And Batts has been a mainstay at the top of the lineup, like you said, but that's only his 6th walk of the year compared to his 26 strikeouts. Definitely something he's going to want to keep doing for the Chinooks.
Taking a peek over at the runner is none. First pitch to Mullins is upstairs, ball 1. There's now been a runner on every inning for the Chinooks, all in a different way. First inning, it was the error. Second inning, it was a hit. And now a walk has the runner at first, John Mark Mullins, standing over there. Non-pickoff throw over to Sorelli. Back safely as Batts. Still be 1-0.
There's been 1 on in each inning, but no one has touched the second bag yet today.
1-0 pitch. Fastball swung on, lined into left field, coming on hard as Ferreira, but it's going to just drop in front of him. Into second base is Will Batts. There's a 1-out single for John Mark Mullins, the Chinooks' second hit of the day, and now it's first and second. And Johnny Graham, whose first time he reached on that error, to the plate now.
Finally filling the pillows are the Chinooks, threatening here in the top of the 3rd, but only 1 away so far for Daniel Naughton.
Naughton checking on Batts out there at second a couple of times. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled away. Graham down 0-1. Graham plays his college baseball at Northern Colorado University. He's a Washington native, so Pacific Northwest guy. Right-handed batter against the right-hander Naughton. 0-1 pitch. Up and in. Backing a little bit away from it is Graham. Make the count 1-1. The Miners tomorrow get a couple of games against the Peninsula Oilers at 3 p.m. and then the Anchorage Bucks at 7 p.m. Back-to-back games. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled away. 1-2. The Miners sit an even 4 games ahead of the rest in the ABL standings. The Anchorage Glacier Pilots and the Chugiak Eagle-River Chinooks are tied for second. The Pilots hold the tiebreaker advantage in that. The Anchorage Bucks sit in fourth at 11-12. And then if you look even further down, the Peninsula Oilers sit at 8-18. They are 9.5 back as that pitch is upstairs for a ball. And count is 2-1 or 2-2 on Johnny Graham.
Graham, 8 RBIs coming into the game today with both the men on right now. Has a chance for double digits, but Miners looking to punch him out here.
There's a breaking ball inside. Nodden has gone full, and I really would not be surprised to see maybe Bats and Mullins try the double steal, stay out of a double play here. Bats has good speed off first base.
As does Mullins.
As there's a swing and a miss instead. Came inside with it. Daniel Nodden gets a big punch out to set down Johnny Graham for the second out of the inning. Give Nodden 3 punch outs on the day. All of them swinging. And now we're going to have the cleanup hitter, Hayden Keller, whose first time he grounded out to Sorelli on a 2-0 pitch. A soft ground ball to Sorelli. He flipped to Daniel Nodden to end the first.
So now it's mostly going to take a base hit in order to drive a runner in.
That ball's fouled away, back away. 0-1 on Hayden Keller. Keller plays his college baseball over at Mendocino College. A 5'11", 170-pound outfielder. He's at 0-1 right now. Here's the pitch. And missed inside. 1-1. On deck, if it could get to him, it'd be Joe Brazil. Chinook team started extremely hot. A 10-6 start, but they've cooled off since then as there's a swing and a miss on an off-speed from Nodden. And he's now ahead 1-2. The Chinook team started at 10-6, but since then, they have struggled a little bit, dropping 5 out of their last 7. Here's the pitch. Swung on and just getting a piece of that was Hayden Keller, fouling it off Thompson.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looked like they might have got a piece of the catcher as well. But now in a 2-strike count, and the Zag on the mound has a chance to get out of his 3rd inning. He's averaging about 5 innings on the season through his 3 appearances prior to this. So looking to extend his day just a little bit longer. No real action, just a little bit of stretching in the Miners' bullpen.
Other games today, the Peninsula Oilers and the Anchorage Bucks at 3 p.m. and then the Battle of Anchorage. Pilots, Bucks, 7 p.m., so a doubleheader slate for the Bucks today. 1-2 count on Hayden Keller. Here it is. Swing and a foul tip. Oh, he just got a piece of that to stay alive. So Thompson unable to glove the foul tip. Maybe we'll do it again.
Just able to make contact by the skin of his teeth. Staying alive now. But the longer you can stay alive, the better it usually is for a batter.
1-2 on the way. And it's in the dirt. Thompson plucks it out. 2-2 as Nodden tries to work past Hayden Keller and keep this game tied. Rosick over at second base is playing fairly back. Nodden sets. Break-even pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes and a fist pump for Daniel Nodden as he's excited to get that strikeout to end the 3rd. We're headed to the bottom of the 3rd. 4 punch outs on Nodden's line today. Miners coming to the plate, and we'll be back in just a few moments from Mulcahy Stadium. back here to start the bottom half of the third inning. And now stepping to the plate is going to be a pinch hitter for the Miners. It's going to be Tyler Rando, pinch hitting for E.J. Cumbo. So, interesting pinch hitter. Here we'll see where Rando goes in the fourth inning as he swings and misses there. It's 0-1. Estrada back out for another inning of work as there's a strike off the outside edge. Rando quickly down 0-2.
Surprising to see Cumbo get only one at bat. It is a scouting showcase, so while these games do count towards your record, you likely want to give people a chance to show off what they have.
Little tapper back to the mound there. Off the mound to get it is Estrada. His throw over to first is in the dirt, but dug out by Sheck. So, easy out there. Retired is Tyler Rando, and now we're going to have another Tyler Wilson, whose first time he singled through the right side and then was thrown out stealing. Caught stealing his second of the year. Step in now, nobody on, one out. Estrada's first pitch to him is a fastball strike off the outside edge. 0-1 on Wilson.
Getting a bit of expanded zone to start this one, but really hitting his corners well.
As this pitch is fouled back, Wilson behind 0-2. He was behind 0-2 the first time, managed to get a ball and then singled into right field. So, down but not out, Tyler Wilson, Grand Canyon University, as he takes the 0-2 swinging. He grounds it over to short. Mullins up with it, throw on the run. A nice one to nail Wilson by a step. It's a good play by John Mark Mullins. 2 away, Nick Sorelli, the first baseman whose first trip up he struck out swinging, coming to the plate.
And that was a real twist-em-up pitch to put down Sorelli last time. Looked like rising action on the inside. So, something he usually hasn't seen as much of.
First pitch to Sorelli is off the outside, ball 1. Estrada working his third inning of work is now throwing down in the bullpen, at least for the Chinooks, has stopped a little bit. Nobody throwing, a couple guys standing as Sorelli takes a breaking ball there. Strike 1 from Estrada, who's worked 2 2/3 scoreless so far. For the Miners, they have a 3-hit line. Here's the pitch. Swung on and popped straight up in the air, but that's going to get back out of play.
Miners seem like they're really on the defensive in this inning, as they've been behind on all 3 batters in terms of count, so they're really just trying to stay alive at the plate.
1-2 on Sorelli. Swung on and fouled back out of play, so he'll see another. Estrada can't put him away there.
This will be Estrada's 25th inning of work. With the 3 today, he has allowed 19 hits in that time.
As right there he misses away. Count goes to 2-2 on Nick Sorelli from St. John's. 2-2 pitch is a ball. Oh wow, Sorelli thought he might have been put away on strikes. Instead he's called back. Pitch just missed low. Sorelli got new life. It's 3-2.
Given a second chance here, see what he can do with it.
3-2 pitch from Estrada. And it's up and away. Nick Sorelli walks, and he'll re-even up his walk to strikeout ratio, jogging down to first base. His 16th walk of the year, and that's going to be Casey Rother, who his first time through, he reached on an error by third baseman Joe Brazil, and then was thrown out stealing.
So the Miners expand their streak of 2-3 innings with at least 1 on, thanks to Sorelli's walk. See if they're able to do anything in a 2-out situation.
Watch this, strike 1 on the fastball. There is a ton of room out in right field. When I say Ferris is playing deep the opposite way, I mean he is deep. Any kind of flare out to right field will easily land.
He has some wheels, but you're absolutely right. Anything dropped into that area right before or after the green grass begins, it's going to be a lot harder to get to.
Ball 1 there. Rother 1-1 count. Throwback player, no batting gloves. Don't see that all too often, as the 1-1 is a fastball missing on the inside part of the plate. It's 2-1. Casey Rother, Lehigh University, a Pennsylvania native as well.
And that last pitch is exactly why you see batting gloves nearly on the hands of Rother.
2-1 pitch as the bat goes flying down the left field line. Swing and a miss. Rat came out of Rother's hand, and for the second time today, the Miners have lost a bat. Ball goes flying. That one didn't go in the backstop. That one went way up the third base line. So, going to retrieve the bat is Rother. It's going to be 2-2.
They really need to maybe add some pine tar, some stickier pine tar, I should say, to the shopping list for the Miners, as they can't seem to keep their hands on their lumber. Rother, in a 2-out situation, looking to advance Sorelli from first.
He's got a 2-2 count. Back in. Here's the pitch. And it missed low and away with the breaking ball. So now 3-2, 2 outs. Sorelli's going to get a head start at first.
And this is just some real patience from the Miners. Both Sorelli and Rother have worked their way deep into these counts.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and grounded to short slowly. Mullins up with it. He'll go to first. Throw is in time. Miners retired in the third. We'll head to the fourth. Still no score here from Mulcahy Stadium. And we'll be back for the Chinook half of the fourth in just a few moments. Joe Brazil to lead it off for the Chinook fourth, as it'll be 5-6-7 due up. Brazil's first trip to the plate generated a swinging strikeout. Naughton back out for his fourth inning work as he gets strike one there.
Naughton's been pretty consistent. He's definitely managed the base path well, while Estrada's created a lot of ground balls opposite way. It's a lot of flyouts for Daniel Naughton so far to go with those 4 strikeouts.
As there's a big hack at that one, swinging and missing. 0-2 on Brazil.
And now he's looking down what could be another strikeout on the ledger today.
And he will avoid it, at least here, as he fouls that pitch off to the street, back out of play. Still 0-2. An overcast day today in Anchorage. There was some sun earlier, but it has subsided as we just passed 12 o'clock local time, and just passing there is Joe Brazil as he swings and misses. He'll go back to the bench. 5 strikeouts. Daniel Naughton has pitched well, and now it's going to be Josh Sheck, the first baseman, whose first trip up. He generated the first hit of the day for the Chinooks on a ground ball back up the middle that Morozic had to slide for and was then able to come up with. So roll the base hit. First pitch here off the plate, ball 1.
Leadoff man already put away here for Naughton, hoping to make it 2 up, 2 down so far, as Sheck, someone who doesn't have as much experience playing against the minors.
As this one is tapped down the third baseline. Rother backhand throw to first, not in time. That was just an unfortunate break for the Miners. They thought that ball might roll foul up the third baseline. Instead, Rother had to field it behind the third base bag on the line and make a throw with all momentum going the other way to first base. And he made a perfect throw. It was just late.
Yeah, that's going to have to go on the list of could have been web gems, as that was nearly perfect from Casey Rother. Just couldn't quite get there in time, but like you said, a gorgeous throw. I mean, the absolute opposite way.
Next up to the plate is Colby Ferris, as he'll take ball one there. Ferris's first trip up, he popped out into foul ground to Nick Sorelli. That was on the first pitch of the at-bat. Quick throw over to Sheck at first and just back in safely. That was pretty close over at first base. Instead, Sheck is back in. Colby Ferris, 1-0 count, Tarleton State University. As this pitch is swung on and grounded down the third baseline, that's going to be a fair ball. Rolling up the third baseline, motoring into third is Sheck. He'll get in there. Into second goes the trail runner. And second and third now in the fourth. Daniel Naughton in some quick trouble as a couple of slowly hit balls up the third baseline just go into bad spots. Chinooks really threatening now.
And that's just a tough break for the Miners. It's not too often you're going to have both of those balls stay fair all the way, as that one literally looked glued to the line, refused to break into foul ground.
So the first extra base hit of the day is a non-screamer, I guess you can call it. Not hit very hard, but any way you slice it, it's a double, and now infield's going to come in.
No, that one wasn't pure exit velo. That was just pure placement, as now the Miners looking to avoid with two runners in scoring position.
Joe Keel grounded to short his last time up as he takes a first pitch here inside ball one. Miner infield now backs up a little bit. Corner's still in. Rother at third. Sorelli at first. Middle infield playing for that double play. 1-0 pitch is a strike on the outside. Naughton evens it up now, 1-1. No throwing down the Miner pen. They're going to stick with Naughton, at least for now.
Naughton's got to be on his game against this batter. Can't load up the bases on himself.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and grounded back up the middle. This is going to get in a run. Bermudez fields. He'll go to first. Throws in the dirt, but Sorelli gets it out. It'll be an out. A RBI ground out for Joe Keel, and the Chinooks draw first blood. They lead 1-0 as the runner Ferris goes over to third, and now it's going to be Patty McCormick, runner on third, 2 outs.
With a runner on third and 2 outs.
Almost didn't get the out that was guaranteed at first either. A little soft throw, one bounce to first. Luckily, Sorelli able to capture it. And now they're just looking to escape this inning without allowing another one to come across.
As this pitch is swung on and dribbled foul this time up the third baseline. And counts 0-1 on Patty McCormick, who's first time up. He flew out to left field on a diving grab by Mike Ferreira.
It shouldn't come as a surprise that Casey Rother is inching closer and closer to that third plate line.
A one pitch way inside. McCormick backing out, and it looked like it may have just brushed him as he's going to jog down to first. Just got nipped by that pitch. Naughton didn't think so as he stands out there, kind of shrugs his shoulders. Now it's going to be top of the order. Will Batts, center fielder, to the plate, carrying a 0-for-1 line. Did walk back in the third.
Not a super high pitch count for this inning. Hasn't gone over 4 pitches for a batter faced, but this will be the 6th batter that's come up to the dish in this inning.
McCormick over at first base does have 4 steals on the year. Only been caught stealing once. He's got a big lead off over at first. Here's the pitch. As Batts takes that. Ball 1. Just trying to keep the lead at 1. Miners have played from behind so many times this year and been able to come back and win. McCormick takes off here. The pitch is called for a strike. Fake throw down to second by Thompson. He'll keep that runner Over at third, Ferris in line, so that'll go down as a stolen base. Patty McCormick, his 5th of the year, moves up to second. Now second and third, 2 away here in the 4th. One on Will Pats. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled off down the left field line. Back out of play. 1-2. Nodding in the driver's seat. Has a chance to put away bats on strikes.
Could be a huge punch out here. Started the inning with the strikeout swinging, hoping to end this chapter the same way.
He's got 5 strikeouts on the day. Ground ball to first. Sorelli up with it on the hop. He'll race over to first himself. He tags the bag, and that'll end the inning for the Chinooks. So the Chinooks scratch across a run on an RBI ground out from Joe Keel. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Chinooks 1, Miners 0, and we'll be back here in just a few moments from Anchorage.
Number 15, left fielder Aaron Walters.
We're back to start the bottom of the 4th. Aaron Walters in for his 2nd trip. His first time he singled the opposite way. First pitch, strike. 0-1. Infield on the corner. Joe Brazil down at third base is maybe looking for a bunt. As Walters gets into this one, deep down the left field line, way back and gone! Aaron Walters, opposite field jack as he goes over the left field wall, and he ties the game up with 1 swing. We're tied at 1 here in the 4th.
Well, a little Oppo Taco for Aaron Walters, as he did not need a whole lot of time to make this comeback a reality for the Miners.
Walters jacking that one over the fence. That's a big-time swing, and Walters, with just 1 swing, has drawn this game even. It's Walters' first home run of the year. Now stepping in is going to be, I believe, a pinch hitter. We're going to have for Mike Ferreira as Tyler LeBron out of the dugout to confer with the home plate umpire. I would assume this is for a pinch hitter as they have their lineup cards pulled out. Remain to be seen who it is.
Ferreira is in the DH hole, so there's question as to how the defense will align after this, but it looks like it's going to be Jared Sweeney that's coming up next in his place.
Sweeney will pinch hit for Ferreira.
Pinch hitting from Lehigh University.
So it'll be
Number 28.
Ferreira, the Lehigh University infielder, primarily third base, stepping to the plate.
Hard to follow up a home run, but looking to do some damage of his own as it's a tie ball game. A chance to give his team the lead. Still 3 outs to give in this inning.
Left-hander in now. He's actually a switch hitter, batting for the left side as there's strike 1 to Sweeney, who's struggled a bit on the year. He's hitting 114 coming into today, but he does have 5 RBIs. 0-1 pitch, swung on and scalded, but foul down the right field line as Chinooks, even after that home run, no activity right now in the bullpen. Looks like they're going to stick with Estrada for now.
And part of that low average does come from limited plate appearances. Only 2 at-bats this past week for Sweeney, so trying to make the most of the chances he's given here.
1-2 on Jared Sweeney. As that pitch is a breaking ball off the plate. 2-2. Now on Jared Sweeney. Estrada working in his 4th inning of work. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Sweeney went down to one knee swinging through that. Strikes out. That's first out of the inning as Estrada puts him away. Now it's going to be Sam Thompson, the catcher.
1 out. That brings up catcher number 18, Sam Thompson.
Thompson able to put something in play right over John Mark Mullen's head last time up. See if his luck at Mulcahy continues here.
Infield playing back on Thompson. First pitch swung on and fouled over the press box. 1-1 on Thompson. Infield playing way back, and there's a giant hole up the middle.
Which seems to be predominantly where Thompson and Aaron Walters like to place their line drives.
Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, strike 2 to Thompson. Maybe disagreeing a little bit with that as he watches that one. It's 0-2. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and he'll stay alive. He fouls that pitch back over the screen. Sam Thompson still in an 0-2 hole.
Estrada, only 2 strikeouts so far today, but as we were saying during the break, generates a lot of good soft contact, preventing a lot of traffic around him. And
1-2 now on Thompson as he takes that one. Estrada winds. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, hit into right field. Coming on is Ferris, camping under it. He'll make the grab. It's the first out of the inning. Fly out to the right fielder, Ferris. Went away. And now it's going to be Josh Morozic, the second baseman, whose first time he was hit on the forearm with a pitch. And he ended up loading the bases on that hit by pitch, but was unable to be brought around as David Bermudez ended the inning with a ground out on a fantastic play by the third baseman, Joe Brazil.
that inning coming back right now could be a lead for the Miners regardless. Tie ball game right now, so trying to take their advantage.
Swinging through the first pitch there. Fastball, strike 1, 0-1. Lefty on righty matchup. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, hit in the air, but not deep as the shortstop over there, John Mark Mullins, camps under it. He'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. We're headed to the 5th. Miners 1, Chinooks 1, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes from Mulcahy Stadium. Welcome back from Mulcahy Stadium as we start the 5th inning. Daniel Naughton back out for the Miners as first pitch. John Mark Mullins squares the bunt, but it goes foul. 0-1 on Mullins. No activity in the minor pen. Naughton's pitched well. Even that run that he gave up was benefit of a couple of softly hit balls by the Chinooks, a single and a double up the third baseline. There's a pitch low, 1-1. 2, 3, 4 in the order. Mullins, Graham, Keller.
Also a bit of adjustment from the Miners in the field. Rother moving to right field as Sweeney now sits in the hot corner.
Grounded over to second. Morozic up with it. He'll throw to first just in time to get John Mark Mullins. First out of the inning. Rother goes to right. Aaron Walters now in left field. Sweeney at third.
Fielder number 22, Johnny
Possible
Grant.
Ferreira didn't take his at-bat in the previous inning as well from getting that wind knocked out of him in that catch in left field. So interested to see the updates on him. But right now, Miners focusing on getting the last 2 outs in the top of the 5th here.
Johnny Graham to the plate on the day. He's reached on an error and struck out swinging. Takes ball 1 there. You haven't seen Rother in right field in over a week. He's been playing primarily at third, so getting some time over there. This pitch is inside. Graham ahead 2-0.
Graham has some real arch to his back when he's in the box, almost crowding the plate with how much he's leaning into it.
2-0 on Graham. Here it comes. Swung on and grounded back up the middle. Bermudez fields it. He'll go to first. Throw is in time to get Johnny Graham. Good play, David Bermudez. 2 away here in the 5th. That's going to be Hayden Keller.
I think a lot of the fans
That brings up
don't appreciate truly how reliable Bermudez and Mullins have been at the shortstop position this year. We don't see many errors out of them when it comes to making throws, as they're pretty consistent in their fielding.
These are 2 of the best in the ABL, certainly. None with 2 away. Hayden Keller in. His first pitch swinging. Foul ball down the left field line, and that ball is back out of play. It's again tomorrow's start times 3 p.m., 7 p.m. So double barrel action coming at you. Hope to have you guys tune into those. Here's the pitch, and it missed away with the fastball. It is a ball. Count goes to 1-1.
So far, a ground out and a strikeout swinging for Hayden Keller in this one. Hoping to get his first time on base today.
As Keller watches a strike there, and Naughton way ahead in the count. He's got 5 punch outs on the day, looking to make it 6.
Not surprised he froze up there after seeing a faster pitch. Just let that one break in.
As that ball is just off the plate, Keller takes 2-2. If it could get to him, it'd be Joe Brazil sitting in the on-deck circle. 2-2 pitch on the way. Give him 6 punch outs on the day. Daniel Naughton blows away Hayden Keller and give him 5 really good innings. Naughton 5 innings, just 1 run, 6 punch outs. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th. Miners 1, Chinooks 1. Looking to take the lead here at Mulcahy Stadium, and we'll be back in just a few moments.
Shortstop number 3,
David Bermudez, the first to the plate for the Miners in the 5th. He was a ground-out victim his last time. Be a great play by Joe Brazil at third base. Watch a strike one there. Miners have this game tied. 1-1 game just like yesterday. It was in the 6th yesterday where Ferreira hit that go-ahead home run as Bermudez drives this one deep left center field. Bats on the run, still going, jumps up and makes the catch as he crashes into the fence in left center field.
Well, he had to cover plenty of ground on that one. Definitely wasn't an easy can of corn for Will Batts out there. Had to run out to the warning track in order to put this one away.
Bermudez gave it a ride, but Will Batts running that one down deep in the left center field gap to take away extra bases from David Bermudez. Thought that ball might have got out for a second, but it landed a couple feet short of the wall. Now it's Tyler Rando. First pitch to him is a fastball inside part of the plate, strike one. Rando moved into the DH role. His last time up, he grounded out to the pitcher. As this ball is swung on, hit deep down the right field line. Ferris moving over, now circling under it as he crosses into foul ground. He'll make the catch. Back-to-back well-hit balls by the Miners, but Chinooks outfielders running him down. 2 quick outs as we play here in the bottom of the 5th, and now Tyler Wilson, whose last trip up, he grounded out to shortstop and was just thrown out by John Mark Mullins.
Well, Naughton just gave the Miners the first 1-2-3 inning we've seen so far, and Estrada looks like he's trying to respond with the exact same thing.
Estrada back out. Lines, here's the pitch. As there's a called strike, and Wilson was maybe a bit confused up there. He kind of backed out of the box before the pitch was even thrown. That ball was right down the middle. Anyhow, we're at 0-1. Here's the pitch, and it's just a tad bit low. Estrada missed ball 1. As now there is some throwing down in the Miner bullpen. It's like a left-hander, probably Nate Beimel, as there's a ball off the plate. 2-1.
So far, Wilson, last 9 at-bats, he's 5-4-9, so an average well above where he's been at, and looking to make it even better here, but he fouls that one away.
2-2. Wilson been hitting the ball significantly better lately, and he's got an opportunity right here. That average on the year sitting just above the Mendoza line. Got his first home run last night. Estrada trying to work a clean fit. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and lined into center field. Past the glove of John Mark Mullins. Big turn at first base for Tyler Wilson. How about a 2-hit day? Tyler Wilson aboard at first. Couple of hits on the day, and the Arizona native on first for Nick Sorelli with 2 away. Sorelli's last trip to the plate, he was able to get a walk. 0-for-1.
It's also going to be the 3rd time this season that Tyler Wilson's had a multi-hit game, so doing it in back-to-back days is a pretty solid way to build up that streak.
He's really coming along. Back up to the 2 slot today. As first pitch is a ball to Sorelli. Wilson was playing in that 2 spot a lot, but as the average dipped, he was moved down towards the bottom order of the lineup. With his recent success, he got the move up to the 2-hole today, and he's came through. Sorelli there taking a strike. 1-1.
Sorelli so far on the day, 2 of the 3 true outcomes, a strikeout and a walk. He just needs a home run to complete that cycle, I guess.
1-1 pitch is off the plate with the fastball. Estrada's just slightly falling behind 2-1. After that activity in the Chinook bullpen in, I believe, the 2nd inning, we haven't seen anybody throwing. It was interesting to see some arms up, but past few innings have been a breeze. 2-1 pitch, runner taking off. Now he'll go back, actually. It's a breaking ball inside 3-1.
Not a whole lot of action, but the pitch count is still building for Estrada, so it's not unlikely that his day might end in the next inning or 2, because you can only take him for so far.
He's at 3-1 on Sorelli. Here's the pitch. Runner does take off this time, but it's off the plate for ball 4. Wilson sprinting up to second base. He gets there on the walk, And now 2 on, 2 out. Casey Rother, the big man, coming to the plate as now it looks like the Chinooks are ready to start throwing in the pen. A couple of pitchers taking off their warm-up jackets, as out to the mound is Chris Beck to confer with his starter, Justin Estrada, and the catcher, Joe Keel.
So far, Estrada has had to face a lot of batters. Even in just 2 innings alone, he had to face 4, 4, 6, 3, and 5. This is going to be 5 in this inning, so his total just been steadily climbing. And while they're likely going to let him finish this inning, I don't know if we're going to see Estrada back on the mound for the 6th.
Estrada out there as the meeting is now over. Back to the dugout. Beck, obviously the father of Ty Beck, who is just finishing up his junior year of high school. He'll be a senior in high school next year from Lebanon, Ohio. His son Ty plays on the Chinooks. He's a catcher. Doesn't play a whole lot, but he's had some at-bats here and there. 2 on, 2 out. Rother in as the first pitch is a strike at the knees. Rother behind 0-1. Tyler Wilson out at second base has really good speed. Anything to the outfield, he'll try to score on the outfield, playing really deep on Rother all the way around.
And while Rother could end the inning or drive in a run himself, you also have Aaron Walters, the solo home run hitter, standing in the on-deck circle right behind him. So if he gets a chance to walk here or get on, they're going to bring that hot bat to the plate.
1-1 count on Casey Rother. Wilson off of second, Sorelli off of first. Here it is. Swung on, lined into left field. That's a base hit. Wilson around third. He's going to score easily, and how about that? An RBI single by Casey Rother gives the Miners the lead here in the 5th. Going into left field, Brazil, the third baseman, tried to reach up and snag it. He couldn't get it, and Casey Rother doing what he's been doing all year, giving the Miners hits in clutch moments. 2-1 here in the 5th.
And that's 2 hits in this inning alone, just barely past their outstretched glove of the infielder. Miners, they're getting by close, but that's all it takes. Every single time, it's a game of inches, just like the third baseline shots that gave up their own run.
So Walters in now, 2 on, 2 out. Inning still far from over. A looming threat at the plate as Walters takes strike 1. Obviously last time, as Sean said, he went the opposite way down the left field line for a solo home run.
This time has some company on the base path, so could add a few other RBIs. Just trying to avoid becoming the third out, but he takes this one
ball
deep.
Is barreled right center field, but it got just a little bit too much air under it.
Man, that died fast.
Just got under it. The ball really died out in right field. That ball was smoked up into the air. But Walters retired. That'll end it here in the 5th. Miners do get a run and take the lead for the first time today. 2-1 Miners. We head to the 6th, and we'll be back here from Mulcahy in just a few moments. We're back here to start the 6th, and we're going to have a new pitcher on the mound for the Miners. Nate Beimel will take over for Daniel Naughton, who gave him 5 innings of really good baseball. 5 innings, 6 strikeouts, just 1 earned run. Beimel taking over as he faces Joe Brazil. Ball 1 in the dirt. Beimel on the year has been arguably the Miners' best reliever. He's got 12 2/3 innings. Only 2 earned runs, 16 strikeouts to just 5 walks. He's also picked up a couple of W's as he falls behind here to Brazil 2-0.
Beimel would like to get a few more strikeouts here, though. The last week was only able to get 1 in a few appearances, so getting some consistency going would be awesome for Nate Beimel, as he's been one of their best strikeout pitchers. Like you said, 16 on the year in pretty small doses, so he doesn't waste any time. He's a true power pitcher when it comes to just throwing heat past these guys.
Strike 1 there, 3-1 on Brazil. Lefty on righty. Naughton would be in line for the win. 3-1 pitch, though, is up and away, and there's a leadoff walk for Joe Brazil.
Not how you want to start your relief appearance, but
Nobody out and 1 on that.
no one out, 1 on.
Josh Sheck.
Still have a man at first. Beimel gonna be facing off against a tough opponent here. Someone who hasn't been out so far today. It's gonna be Josh Sheck.
Sheck a couple of singles and scored a run as well. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike with the fastball. Beimel getting that over, and he's ahead 0-1. Sheck, the lone run of the game. He was brought in on an RBI groundout by Joe Keel. 1 on, none out. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Fastball, strike 2. Beimel doing a good job getting it over. His velocity has looked really good. Even without the year of college baseball, as he was unable to play this year. Ivy League did not play spring sports, and his school, Columbia, was affected. But he's looked really good in a minor uniform as he gets a punch-out look in there. Nate Beimel comes out of the pen, walks the first guy, but then sits down the next batter at the plate. And
1 on and 1 out.
Josh Sheck on just 3 pitches, and now it's Colby Ferris, the right fielder.
Yeah, that's a real turnaround. Beimel riding all the momentum. When he gets ahead of hitters, he gets even more confident as the account goes along.
Fastball there, just falling behind, 1-0, barely missed on the day. Ferris has a 1-for-2 line. He has a double. Helped move the runner Sheck over to third on the double, which enabled him to score. That was back in the 4th inning. Beimel 1 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit hard into center field, fairly deep, but drifting back is Tyler Wilson. He'll make the catch, and 2 away now, as scooting back over to first base is the runner Joe Brazil. 2 away. It's going to be Joe Keel, who knocked in the lone run on the day for these Chinooks.
Catcher Joe Keel.
Keel's definitely found his spot, I'd say, at Mulcahy today. 2 ground outs, 6-3. Did get an RBI on the last one, as you mentioned, but with a 2-out situation, no one in scoring position here, he's going to want to lift something into the field. Nate Beimel looking to record his 2nd strikeout of the inning.
Beimel got Joe Keel, right-handed batter from UAB, a Lawson State Community College alum, as the first pitch is a fastball for strike 1. The runner over at first, Brazil, started to go for second, then immediately retreated, trying to maybe throw Thompson's timing off. 0-1 on Keel. Quick snap throw over to first. Back in safely is Brazil. Miners would move to their 17th win of the year if they could hold on today. Sitting at 17-7. What a run this has been. Runner does take off here, but the pitch is fouled back by Keel, who now sits in an 0-2 hole. Miners started this year obviously 0-2, and then in their 3rd game they were down 7-1 in the 8th inning against the Anchorage Bucks. They rallied for 6 in the 8th and won it in extras, and that has kicked off this crazy run they've had over their last 20 games, as that pitch is in the dirt underneath the wickets of Thompson and came up and hit the umpire. As The home plate umpire is now crouched. He took a bit of a shot there. The Miners, they were lucky he was there because that ball was getting to the backstop. But hopefully the umpire is okay. Thompson and Sorelli now to the mound to confer with Beimel. But the Miners on a long winning streak. 16-5 in their last 21.
And Sam Thompson should give a thank you card to the home plate umpire because that one, a little bit of unintentional interference to help the Miners avoid a stolen base there. Beimel staring at a 1-2 count, and we're likely to see a breaking ball again. But when he has that front door attack with his fastballs, he is pretty tough to hit. And if you're gonna make contact, it's not gonna be very good contact. Beimel, one of the best fastball pitchers the Miners have.
1-2 on Joe Keel. Beimel sets. Here it comes. Swung on and lined into right field. That's going to be down for a base hit. Around second, steaming towards third is Brazil. The throw into third base is a missile from Casey Rother, but not in time. Brazil had a ton of jump on it, read it well. Rother picked it up in shallow right, threw it over to third, but it was not in time on a hop. And all of a sudden, it's first and third. Patty McCormick has a chance to tie this game up.
Second baseman.
And he should be thanking himself that he started off in that 2-out situation. Obviously, the men on base were going to be running, but if he didn't go any faster, Casey Rother might have sniped him down with a throw there. Runners at the corners. Nate Beimel trying to escape a jam.
First pitch fastball swinging was McCormick, and he came up with just air. 0-1. Runner on first hits Keel. Over at third is Joe Brazil.
After your team just scratched across their first lead of the game, you want to hold on to that for at least an inning or so.
Check swing there. Did not go. 1-1 on McCormick. Northern Illinois University. DeKalb, I should say, Illinois. Part of the MAC. 1-1 count on McCormick. Here's the pitch from Beimel. Squaring to bunt is McCormick, but it goes foul, so he was clearly trying to bunt for a base hit there with 2 outs. Instead, it goes foul, and he's put himself into a hole.
That surprise tactic caught him off guard. Miners lucky that one didn't land fair as nobody was really playing up. Sweeney actually playing a few steps behind third base in terms of depth.
1-2 pitch from Beimel to McCormick. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Beimel with the punch out, and he's fired up. Coming off the mound with his second strikeout of the inning. He strikes out Patty McCormick to strand runners on the corners. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th. Miners 2, Chinooks 1. We'll be back here from Herman Brothers Field in just a few moments. Jared Sweeney into kickoff the bottom of the sixth for the Miners. His first trip up, he struck out as he takes ball off the plate there. 1-0. We have a new arm on. It's JoJo Penberthy on for the Chinooks. Penberthy with his 9th appearance of the year. He's pitched 14 innings so far, just 2 earned runs to his name, as he has a 1.26 ERA, 9 strikeouts across those 14 in the third. He's been, along with Honus Keinrich, a very reliable bullpen arm. Swinging there is Sweeney. It's 1-2.
Penberthy is one of the favorites, especially against the Miners. Saw him in their last contest against him, but this one down for a hit.
Swinging there, Jared Sweeney going into right field. There's his first knock of the game. Sweeney a rip into right. There's a leadoff single. Sam Thompson the next to the plate, the catcher. Thompson on the day has a single and then flew out to right field.
Miners' offense has been dangerous when they're down in games, but if Mike Ferreira and Jared Sweeney can wake up their bats later into the days of summer, this team could become even more dangerous.
First pitch to Thompson, swing and a miss. High fastball late on it. Penberthy gets ahead. He throws kind of from, it's not really, I guess, a true sidearm. It's more of,
it's close,
between a sidearm and a 3/4 release. As now quick pick over at Sweeney and safely back into the bag. It's a quick move over there by Penberthy.
It's almost a fake and then a throw, but regardless, man back to the bag safe.
0-1 on Thompson. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, strike 2. Slider on the outside edge, and he's way ahead now. 0-2 on Thompson. Penberthy sets, here it comes, and it's way off the plate with a slider, 1-2. It's stopped by Keel. We haven't seen any pass balls or wild pitches with Joe Keel behind the plate today, and he's been able to throw out a couple of would-be base stealers, so a really good day defensively. Also has a hit to his name. Quick pick over on Sweeney, back safe. We'll do it again. 1-2 here on Sam Thompson.
Penberthy looking for his 10th strikeout of this ABL season.
1-2 on Thompson, another pick over at Sweeney. Penberthy paying a lot of attention. Overdue him there. Still 1-2.
Leadoff man gets on. Obviously a little flustered. Penberthy got some special attention for Sweeney at first.
And another pause as stepping off the mound is Penberthy. Stepping back on. We're ready to get back to it. He sets now. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded left side. Up with it is Mullins deep in the hole. He'll go to second. Over to first. Safe is Thompson. Wow, that was a really close play at first base. Thompson just beating that out up the line. Out at second on the force out is the runner. And one away. Josh Morozic at the plate now.
Nice hustle by Thompson. I thought Sweeney honestly might have made it to second, but instead they still tried to turn two. Able to get him out and keep him out of scoring position.
Off the bat, you didn't think they'd have a chance at two, but a very quick turn from Mullins to McCormick, and then over to the first baseman, Shaq. Josh Morozic in, takes strike 1. Morozic on the day has been hit by a pitch and also popped out to the shortstop Mullins. Pick over there at Thompson. Thompson doesn't have a steal or an attempt on the year, but Penberthy pays a lot of attention to runners. 0-1 pitch. Just off the edge with a breaking ball. 1-1 on Morozic.
Walk would go a long way, setting up David Ramirez, somebody who seems to eventually come into a hit once every 3 or 4 at-bats. But right now, Josh Morozic cruising to a 3-0 lead.
Morozic back in. Another pickoff. Thompson back in safely. Doesn't have a big lead over at first, but plenty of attention paid to him as there's a ground ball over to third. It goes Brazil, McCormick over to Sheck, but not in time to get the speedy Josh Morozic. Another force out on the bags, and Sam Thompson is thrown out 5-4, but McCormick can't turn it in time to get out Morozic. He's safe. And over at first will be Morozic. 2 outs. David Bermudez next to the plate.
Can't say the Miners aren't hustling. That's going to be 2 chances at turning 2. Stopped by just a few feet at first.
Bermudez's last time, he gave it a deep ride to left center field, but a jumping grab on the warning track by Will Batts took away a hit. First pitch, Bermudez, ball inside, 1-0. Now a right-hander throwing in the Chinook bullpen. Also a right-hander throwing in the Miner bullpen. So could see some changes soon. 1-0 pitch, swung on, back up the middle, shallow center field, coming on Batts, he won't get it. Morozic just up to second. He'll put on the brakes. There's a 2-out single. David Bermudez on for the first time today. And now Tyler Rando has an RBI chance. 2 on, 2 out here in the 6th.
He eventually came into one. Like I said, you've got to just keep giving pitches and at-bats to David Bermudez. He's easily one of the best Miners when it comes to barrel percentage, just making sure he's given the best chance. Even on that one, it was a bit of a blooper, but nice spot.
Tyler Rando, whose last trip, he hit one down the right field line, but the right fielder Ferris cruised into foul ground to make the play. First pitch to Rando, fastball, strike 1, Pemberthy ahead, and now he wants to have a conference with Joe Keel, as Keel out of the cross to talk to Pemberthy. It's a very quick conference, maybe a mix-up of signals. 0-1 on Rando. Morozic off of second. We know how quick he is. Bermudez off of first is no slouch either. Pemberthy sets. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball inside and up. 1-1.
Well, we have seen the strike zone expanded a little bit against right-handed batters into the opposite batter's box, so if you want to target a spot, the low and away corner seems to really be favored.
1-1 to Tyler Rando. Here's the pitch, and it missed low and away. Rando 2-1. Ever so slightly ahead is another conference. Keel back out to talk to Pemberthy. It's got to be a mix-up of signals or something, because that's the second we've seen in 3 pitches. As now they'll confer on the mound, and Keel jogs back behind the plate. They're talking with his right-hander, Pemberthy. Right-hander trying to work out of this. Plays his college baseball at the Masters University. Several Masters guys on this team, including center fielder Will Batts. 2-1 pitch. Off the plate and low, and Rando is 1 pitch away from walking to load up the bases.
At least seemed on the same page that time. It's nearly impossible to do much as a catcher. Can't frame or anything if you are not on the same page.
Pemberthy, a quick look back to second. Diving back in there was Morozic. No throw. Pemberthy, fake throw, step off. 3-1 on Tyler Rando. Here's the pitch. Inside, and that's going to hit him in the back. That does not feel good. Rando on a 3-1 pitch. Hit in the upper back, and he'll jog down to first base. It's going to be bases loaded. 2 outs. Tyler Wilson, who's got a 2-hit day and a run scored. He scored that go-ahead run. And another conference at the mound, this time with the manager, and we are going to have a pitching change. A right-hander coming out of the Chinook bullpen. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back here from Mulcahy Stadium in just a few moments. Bases juiced. 2 away. Tyler Wilson batting from the left side. Switch hitter. And he'll face a new pitcher. Right-hander Honus Keinrich on for the Chinooks. First pitch to Wilson is upstairs. Ball 1. Keinrich plays his college baseball at Biola University. 6'4", 230 pounds. He's been really good this year. 22 innings, just 3 earned runs. He's got a 1.23 earned run average. 1-0 count now. Here's the pitch. Swung on into right field, but taken away on the dive by McCormick. He'll go to first, and that'll end things here in the 6th. A loud ground out for Tyler Wilson. We'll head to the 7th. Miners lead by a run here from Anchorage, and we'll be back here from Mulcahy in just a few moments.
Center fielder number 10.
Top of the order for the Chinooks as we begin the 7th. Nate Beim will back out for his 2nd inning of work. He'll face Will Batts, center fielder. He squares the bunt. First pitch, gets it down the third base line. This is going to be a tough play. Sweeney to first, not in time. There's a bunt single for Will Batts. Can't say the Miners didn't completely expect it. Sweeney was playing a little bit in, but a perfectly placed bunt by Will Batts and utilizes that speed. He's the tying run over at first with nobody out.
No, they were playing it well, more just the hesitation as he placed it right between Beimel and Sweeney. So that 1 second of second guessing who was going to grab it was plenty to get him to first. 1 man on and no outs already, so they're going to have a quick meeting now.
Tyler LeBrun out on the mound, and this appears to be the end of the line for Nate Beimel. So his 7th inning only lasts 1 pitch as the bunt single reaches Batts. And we're going to have a pitching change. New pitcher coming on for the Miners. We're going to take a short break here from Mulcahy and be back in just a few moments. Ready for more baseball here from Mulcahy Stadium, as the new pitcher on is Evan Wolf, a right-hander from Kent State, and the first pitch here is way inside for a ball, 1-0. Wolf appeared last night and worked a scoreless inning, got the hold in that game. 6-foot right-hander from Kent State. As we previously said, his brother Jackson finished up his collegiate career at West Virginia University and expects to hear his name called in the next few days in the MLB draft, which starts Sunday night, 6 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Alaska time. Wolf, 1-0 pitch is swung on and launched into right field, headed back on it is Rother, but he'll have room a step before the track to reel in and make the catch. The ball is really dying in right field. John Mark Mullins put away for the first out of the inning.
Definitely not the most relaxing way to get your first out, but he is going to send thanks out to Casey Rother and his cannon that he has out in right field, as people are going to be a bit more hesitant to even try and snag an extra bag, seeing how he was almost able to gun down Sheck from right field.
That's a snag. 7 bases stealing here. Here's a swinging bunt up the third baseline. Tough play for the third baseman Sweeney, but he makes the play by a step. Nice play, Jared Sweeney, to field that and get rid of it quickly. The runner, Johnny Graham, burning it up the first base line, but he'll just become out number 2. So moving up to second is Mullins. Runner on second, 2 away. And at the plate now, Hayden Keller. Keller on the year, came in 239 batter. He is a even .666 OPS.
Adding an 0 for 3 to his line so far today, though. This will be his 4th at-bat.
So he takes ball 1 there upstairs from Wolf. He's able to get that fly out to deep right, and then a ground ball to Sweeney. Went the long way, got the out. Runner on second is Bats, who has good speed. 1-0 pitch. Just a little bit low. Wolf wondering where that one missed. It would be 2-0.
Could be an even count, but gonna have to tighten up his strike zone now.
2-0 pitch, and it missed up and away. There is a base open down at first base, so a walk wouldn't be the end of the world for Wolf. 3-0. See if Hayden Keller is going to be hacking here, way ahead. He is not. Strike 1 with the fastball, 3-1. This Chinook team on the year, they've seen their average drop considerably lately. 227 as a team, 319 on base, just a 304 slugging. Here's the pitch, swung on line into right field. That's going to drop in front of Rother. Bats around third, coming to the plate. The throw to the plate is cut off by Sorelli, and we have a tied game here at Mulcahy Stadium. A RBI single for Hayden Keller on a 3-1 pitch, and it's tied at 2. Rother came on, but the ball was hit fairly shallow, although hard, into right field, and he just didn't have enough time to come up with it and throw out Bats at the plate.
So the back and forth game continues. We're back to a tie as we're in the top of the 7th, 2 away.
First pitch to Joe Brazil is a ball off the plate. And if you're Evan Wolf, you're just looking to get out of this inning with no more damage. That run will be charged to Nate Beimel. Count sits at 1-0 on Joe Brazil. As he takes a breaking ball there, strike 1. Counts even at 1-1.
Nice job by Wolf to target the same spot. Lifted it a little bit this time, so the breaking ball fell perfectly.
2-1. Trying to work out of additional damage. As this ball swung on, another swinging bunt up the third base line, and Wolf is just going to have to eat it. The 3rd swinging bunt of the inning. How about that? Evan Wolf just fielded it and wisely chose to hold on to that ball. We saw Darwin Matos field a bunt yesterday up the third baseline and throw it wildly, which scored a run. That time he just held it. And now runners on first and second for Josh Sheck.
Almost definitely something Ty LeBrun went over with his pitchers after yesterday's game. They want to avoid a situation like that again, and they do so there. Wise to just take your licks and move on as he gets a strike to start this at bat.
0-1. Big at bat for Josh Scheck. Tied game, 7th inning, 2-2. 0-1 pitch from Wheezy. Here it comes. And it's a fastball in the inner half. Strike number 2. Just one strike away from getting out of it. Right fielder Roth there playing pretty much straight up. Center fielder Wilson fairly shallow. And then in left field also a little fairly shallow Aaron Walters.
Yeah, it's been back and forth.
2-2 pitch. Or 0-2 pitch rather. Up high. 1-2.
Scheck already 2 for 3 today, but did go down looking in his last at bat.
Wolf from Gahanna, Ohio. Central Ohio area. 1-2. Here it comes. Swung on and lofted up in the air. Sweeney off third, running it over into foul ground, but that's going to get out of play. So prolonging the at bat, at least for another pitch, is Scheck. It'll remain 1-2.
Can't allow anything to get past the infield right now, as more than likely Hayden Keller is going to be on the move regardless.
1-2 to Josh Scheck. Here it is. Breaking ball just missed. Maybe a little bit high. Scheck took it. Wolf, no argument. It'll be 2-2.
Could have gone either way the more I look back on that pitch.
As this ball is swung on and hit hard but foul down the right field line. Scheck stays alive to see another. This has been a long at bat. 7th pitch upcoming. 2-2. Shortstop Bermuda is fairly up the middle, holding the runner on. The second baseman Morozic, borderline in right field. As that pitch is up, and it's going to be 3-2. And now with the runners in motion, any kind of hit to the outfield is going to score the runner at second.
Could also fill up the bases with another ball here.
Swung on and fouled away. Scheck continues to battle. Keller, the runner, out at second. Brazil at first.
Colby Ferris standing in the on-deck circle. Joe Keel in the hole. Wolf just needs one more out to get out of this inning.
2-2. We'll do it again. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled away. How about this battle? Josh Scheck prolonging the at-bat. And the first baseman continuing to fight. Evan Wolf versus Josh Scheck.
This will be the 10th pitch of this at-bat alone.
Scheck plays his college baseball at California Irvine. 6'4", 210. Here's the pitch. Swung on and grounded softly over to first. Sorelli up with it. He'll go to the bag and tag it. Winner, Evan Wolf, as he wins that battle. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here from Mulcahy. We got a tie game, 2-2. And we'll be back here in just a few moments from Anchorage.
37, Nick Sorelli.
We're on to start the bottom of the 7th. Just completing stretch time. And Nick Sorelli, first baseman, who ended that last inning with an unassisted ground out, tagging the bag at first, is in. First pitch breaking ball, ball 1. Honus Keinrich back out for another inning of work. He got the last out in the 6th. Left the bases loaded. 1-0 pitch. Low. Sorelli ahead now 2-0, and I'd expect him to take a big swing or two. First baseman from St. John's, California native. Hailing from Martinez, California. Swings here, lines us into short left center field. Coming on back, still coming, and it's going to drop. Oh, man. That ball was up in the air forever, and Sorelli will take it. A base hit for Sorelli, his 3rd time aboard, had a couple of walks to his name as well. He's aboard here with nobody out, and now it's going to be Casey Rother. Ball hung up there forever. The left fielder, Keller, who was playing more near the line, had to go a long way. Bats was going to be the only one able to make the play, and he wasn't able to get there in time. Casey Rother, who gave the Miners the lead. Back in the bottom of the 5th with an RBI single. 1 on, none out. Here's the pitch. Check swing, called strike anyway. Strike 1, 0-1.
Yeah, it's the bottom of the 7th.
Okay. And the score?
2-2.
Rother hoping to advance Sorelli.
Right.
As he swings here, lines us off third baseman Joe Brazil's glove, and there's going to be no play anywhere. That ball was stung. Not sure whether that's going to be a hit or an error. That ball was stung.
Bounced right off of him.
To the plate, number 15.
I think they'll give him a hit on that.
Aaron Walters.
That ball was absolutely stung. Brazil had to make a tough play, kind of looking away, looking almost into center field on a tough hop there. And it's 2 on, none out. Rother aboard, Sorelli aboard, and Aaron Walters, who hit a solo home run earlier, is going to have an opportunity.
We're actually going to see Ricky Nunez pinch running for Sorelli at second, so they really want to make sure they take advantage of that runner in scoring position.
Sorelli has good speed, or rather, Nunez has good speed out at second, replacing Sorelli. So calculated move. We've already seen Aaron Walters try to bunt one time today. Didn't get it down. Had the suicide squeeze obviously yesterday, and certainly the Chinooks are thinking bunt here. 3rd and 1st are both on the infield. Fake grass on the turf. First pitch, Walters squares, pulls back, strike 1. Sun is now really peeking out here at Mulcahy Stadium.
Kind of surprised to see Aaron Walters go for a bunt there. Did get a run across yesterday with his bunt, but for someone who's already hit a home run in the game.
As he swings and fouls that pitch away, 0-2. Walters probably not bunting here on 0-2. And at least Josh Sheck seems to think so. The 3rd baseman, Joe Brazil, not so much. He's still over on the lip of the grass, right next to third base. 0-2 on Aaron Walters, trying to give the Miners the lead. As he takes that one up and away, 1-2.
Miners would love to take a lead here and start building on their insurance runs, as they do have some of the best closers around. Alex Majors got a save last night.
1st and 2nd, nobody out. 1-2 count. Up and away. Walters taking that all the way, and he's evened it up now, 2-2. Some throwing down in the Chinook bullpen, right-hander. Honus Keinrich in a tough spot here. 2-2 to Aaron Walters. Infield playing double play depth. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Walters tried to take that, but was unable to get a hold of it. He's a strikeout victim, and now 1 out. Jared Sweeney, whose last trip to the plate produced a line drive single to right field, will step in. Switch hitter batting from the left side.
Sweeney didn't get to go very far. Once he got on, one of the first of 2 fielders' choices in that last inning.
He takes a ball off the outside, 1-0. Sitting in the on-deck circle is Sam Thompson. 1 for 3 on deck, and then in the hole it'd be Josh Morozic. Heinrich sets. 1-0. And it missed away. 2-0. Favorable count for Jared Sweeney.
If they could put him on without him having to swing the bat, Sam Thompson's somebody who puts a lot of heat on his shots.
2-0 pitch from Heinrich. And it's a called ball, actually. 3-0. So way ahead now is Sweeney, and I'd be very surprised if he's hacking here.
Some people do like to surprise him, though. It's almost like a first pitch swing where it's going to likely be in the zone, something fair, not going to have to there.
There's ball 4. It missed low, and now we are going to have probably the biggest at-bat of this game. Sam Thompson to the plate, bases loaded, 1 out. The catcher from Kent State, 1 for 3 days, singled up the middle his first time, and they just need a productive out right here. Infield definitely playing for the double play, at least up the middle. McCormick and Mullen shaded way up the middle. Anything to either hole on the right or left side would get through. Corners in. They're going home if they get a ground ball. First pitch to Thompson is in the dirt, blocked by Heel. He's been so good today doing that. 1-0.
That was a great block. Almost slipped between his legs, and you know Ricky Nunez would have been absolutely chomping at the bit to get to home plate.
1-0 count on Thompson. Outfield playing pretty much straight up. Runner at third, Nunez with good speed. Here's the pitch, and it's up high. 2-0 on Sam Thompson, as now out of the dugout for the Chinooks is pitching coach Chris Beck. Beck out to have a conference with the right-hander. Ton of mound meetings today for the Chinooks. They certainly like to talk things over out on the mound.
Those have been 2 solid takes so far from Sam Thompson as well. It's not always easy to lay off on early pitches when you have a chance to be the hero for your squad. Thompson's showing some good diligence right now.
Mound meeting over. We're back to baseball. In is Thompson. 2-0 pitch, and it missed way away with the breaking ball. Sam Thompson in a 3-0 count. And right here, this would be a surprising swing, regardless of where the ball is.
Yeah, no real reason you could pick up a ribeye without even swinging the bat and put your team in the lead in the late innings. Nothing better than that.
Sets, fires, fastball, strike 1 on the outside edge. 3-1 on Thompson. Infield still playing double play or out at home. Corners shaded in. Infield, middle infield up the middle is playing for the double play. 3-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled to the screen. Now it's full. This is arguably the most important pitch of the day coming up.
Bags loaded, only 1 away. Sam Thompson trying to avoid becoming the second out without at least bringing across a run. Heinrich worked his way back into a 2-3 count, or 3-2.
As here he gets a swing and a miss. Sam Thompson down on strikes. He was ahead 3-0, but Heinrich battles back for the second out of the inning, and now it's all up to Josh Morozic.
Number 8, Josh Morozic.
Morozic on. Bases loaded, 2 away. Nunez at third, Rother at second. Over at first is the runner as this ball is shot over to second base. Fielded McCormick to Sheck, and the Miners leave him loaded again. They threaten with bases loaded, only 1 out, and a 3-0 count, but they can't manage to bring around a run. We're headed to the 8th. Miners 2, Chinooks 2. We'll be back here from Mulcahy in just a little bit.
fielder number 25, Colby Ferris.
We're back in the top of the 8th, and we have a new pitcher on the hill. It's Evan Floyd. So Evan Wolf hands the ball to another Evan. Evan Floyd, as he'll work right now against the batter at the plate, Colby Ferris, who swings and misses for strike one. Floyd comes in as a dependable bullpen arm for the Miners on the year. He's working against the bottom of the order, 7-8-9. Floyd on the year, a 2.61 ERA as he goes ahead 0-2. He has 6 appearances. This would be his 7th. 10 innings and a third at that. 3 runs, all of them earned. He struck out 10.
He's a very low damage maintenance pitcher, and that's what they need in a tight game right now.
Ferris fouling that pitch back to the screen. The 0-2 still. Tied game here in the 8th. Ferris in. 0-2 pitch. Grounded foul.
Lucky to be sticking around after a fishing swing like that. Couldn't find the term for it initially.
Stays alive. Ferris back in. 1 for 3 today with a double. 0-2 again. Check swing. Didn't go around. Pitch off the plate. 1-2. Nobody really throwing in either bullpen. So we've seen that bullpen movement finally slow. 1-2 pitch. Just chipped away. It's a foul ball towards the Miners' dugout. 1-2 again.
Foul ball again. As nobody seems to want to give in. No easy at-bats. We've seen plenty plate appearances from both sides.
1-2. On the way. And he struck him out with the fastball. Evan Floyd blows a fastball right by Colby Ferris. That is his first strikeout of the day. Joe Keel to the plate next.
Catcher number 55, Joe Keel.
Keel came through with the single his last time. That was back in the 6th.
The Alabama Birmingham product is all alone out there right now. Tight ball game. Any hit can count, but right now besides the hit he's had trouble getting it out of the infield.
As there's a first pitch ball, 1-0. Local time sits at 1:27 p.m. Going on about 2.5 hours. Here's the pitch. Fastball missed low, 2-0. On deck circle sits Patty McCormick. In the hole is the leadoff hitter, Will Batts.
Not getting many favors there. Both of those could have gone either way. Floyd right now is going to have to work his way back into the count.
The 2-0 pitch is fouled away down the right field line. Keel at 2-1. The catcher steps back in. 1 away here in the 8th. Floyd sets. Here it comes. In the dirt, plucked out by Thompson, 3-1.
Patty McCormick in the on-deck circle right now. And if he gets on with the walk here, Will Batts in the hole right now will get a chance to come to the plate as well.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and grounded foul up the third baseline. So Keel prolongs the at-bat, 3-2.
Floyd looking for back-to-back strikeouts to start his day here. Like you said, with no one warming up, they have a pretty good faith that he's going to be carrying them across the line.
There's ball 4 just outside to Keel. He reaches for the 2nd time today. First walk of the day. And now with 1 on 1 out, Patty McCormick.
1 on and 1 out. That brings up second baseman number 18, Patty McCormick.
McCormick hasn't had much luck swinging the bat, but did manage to get on with a hit by pitch earlier today, so
we're going to have a pinch runner over at first base. Keel is now out of the game. And it looked like Will Batts was out of the dugout, but that cannot be right. No, actually Cal Campbell over at first base to run. So Campbell from Stephen F. Austin will pinch run rather, for Joe Keel, and presumably Matt Magno will come in the bottom of the 8th as a defensive replacement behind the plate. Campbell at first, 1 out. Kermit at the plate. First pitch, swing and a miss. Kermit behind on that. Last time through, he struck out. 0 for 2 day, got hit by a pitch. Taking a long look at the runner. 0-1. Swung on and grounded foul. Quickly 0-2. Floyd trying to get out McCormick. He's got a big task on deck in Will Batts. 0-2. Swung on, grounded down to third base. Sweeney up with it. Going to be a tough play at first. Long throw in time. McCormick retired. Moving up to second is Campbell. 2 away. And Will Batts, who scored the tying run in this ball game back in the 7th, will come to the plate now, looking to give the Chinooks the lead.
It's going to have to wait after a meeting between Floyd and Thompson, though. Just looking for a way to get him out. Beautiful throw on that last drive by Sweeney as well. No real drop-off, just right to the mitt, as we do have Aaron Walters on first after Sorelli was pinch ran for in the previous inning, and Ricky Nunez looks like he's taking over duties in left field.
Runner on second, 2 away. Floyd's first pitch to Will Batts. He squares the bunt. Doesn't offer. Ball was outside. 1-0. 1-0 count on Batts. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit into left field, down the line, fairly deep. Will it drop? No, it will not. Going into foul territory by about 10 feet. That's close to the line, but not enough. Count sits at 1-1. Left-handed batter against the right-hander Floyd from West Florida University. Pensacola, Florida native, but was born in Anchorage. Checking on the runner is Floyd. Now he'll look him back. We'll reset things. 1-1 again.
Batts only has the 1 hit in the game. That's what brought him around. Looking to get some solid contact here again.
1-1. Swung on, popped up, foul ground, back out of play over the minor dugout. And Batts down in the count, 1-2. Nobody working in the minor bullpen, but looks like some stretching down the Chinook bullpen. A right-hander out there stretching out. We were told before the game that they had 4 relievers available. Kyrich has already been used, along with Pemberthy, as this pitch is grounded back up the middle. Going to be a tough play for Morozic. He's going to field, go to first. It's not in time. Walters dives to field it, and it is a good thing he came up with that cleanly. Runner on third, in the form of Cal Campbell, was more than a few steps off third base if that ball got by him. So it's an infield single for Will Batts, and now it's first and third here in the 8th.
Well, tough play for Morozic. Nearly made the throw, but like you said, the key to that play was Walters being able to keep the ball in his mitt and keep this game tied.
First pitch to John Mark Mullins is a ball. Mullins gave the ball a ride to deep right field his last time, but was tracked down by Casey Rother.
And Floyd not wasting any time trying to get ahead here with some heat as he delivered that fastball, just can't bring it into the bottom left corner.
1-0 pitch. Ball snapped over down to first base, and they almost caught the runner over there, Campbell napping. Quick throw by Thompson, but back in safely.
2-0 count. Don't want to walk and load the bases, but right now Floyd needs to get this out. End the inning.
Pitch is swung on and fouled away. Yeah, goes 2-1 on John Mark Mullins.
So leaving a nice little imprint on the roof over the home plate seating right below us here, but not going in the right direction. So 2-1 count.
Here it comes. Strike 2. Got it over there. Looking at it was Mullins, and now it's a 2-2 count.
Big pitch. Now 2-2. Even it up. You can do pretty much anything here. Not a whole lot you can really predict based on the count. This is Floyd's pick.
Back in. 2-2. Evan Floyd, the West Florida Argo, trying to navigate. 2-2 coming. Hey! Struck him out. Got him swinging. Evan Floyd navigates around big damage here in the 8th. A punch out to end the inning, and we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Miners tied 2-2 here at Mulcahy Stadium. We'll be back in just a moment. We start the bottom of the 8th. 9-1-2 due up. David Bermudez, the first to greet the pitcher. Honus Keinrich back on for another inning. He left him loaded in the 7th. Bermudez trying to get a good start to the 8th. Tied game. First pitch is a strike, outer edge. Bermudez down 0-1.
It's actually back-to-back innings, too, where they've loaded them up and left 3 on. Miners can't seem to break that seal right now.
This pitch is swung on and fouled over the Chinook dugout. 0-2 on Bermudez, who on the day is 1 for 3. He singled his last time up to right center field. 0-2. Bermudez back in. Keinrich. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Bermudez put away on strikes, and then he'll be the first out of the 8th inning. Now it's going to be Tyler Rando, who's at the top of the order.
One out, nobody on. That brings up
Rando.
43, Tyler Rando.
Took one on the neck last time he was up, too, so interested to see if he's a little bit more hesitant at the plate.
First pitch to Tyler Rando. Ball 1. Bit up, bit away. Gonzaga catcher. And the DH roll today. 0 for 1, obviously, like you said, had that hit by pitch. Here's the pitch. And it missed low, so Rando way ahead now, 2-0. Matt Magno, indeed, is behind the plate as he replaced the pinch runner, Cal Campbell. 2-0 pitch, fastball, strike 1, and Campbell came in to run for Joe Keel. So Keel now out of the game, as is Campbell. Sets, 2-1 from Keinrich. Swung on and fouled away. Counts even on Tyler Rando, 2-2. Next game between The Bucks and the Oilers is supposed to start at 3 p.m., but as we reach 1:39 here in the bottom of the 8th, that game could possibly be delayed a little bit, as there's a called strike 3 to Rando off the edge. He disagrees as the umpire punches him out. Rando is having a few words as he walks back to the dugout, not thinking that was a strike, but it won't matter. Two-way, Tyler Wilson, who had a home run in the 8th inning of last night's game, coming to the plate. Wilson, a couple of hits on the day.
And that's the same part of the zone that's been called all game, expanding into the opposite batter's box for the right-handers. Luckily, Wilson doesn't have to deal with that coming from the left side.
First pitch up high, ball 1. Now some legitimate throwing down in the Chinook bullpen, right-hander throwing. 1-0 to Wilson. Called strike. 0 away, hit the corner. 1-1. At the set, here it comes. Breaking ball, strike 2. That was a beauty. Came with the overhand curve. 1-2 on Tyler Wilson.
Wilson has gotten both of his hits in 2-strike counts, so if you think he's worried at the plate, I think you should think twice.
Wilson has an opportunity, but he's down 1-2. As he swings and fouls that pitch to the screen. We'll do it again.
Good patience from Wilson. Not going to offer at something he can't make contact with. Hasn't struck out in the game so far.
1-2 count. Kindrich sets. Here it is. Check swing. Did not go around. Pitch was in the dirt for a ball. Seatbelt is your biggest assist your car can give you. Be a team player. Wear your seatbelt. Arrive alive. This message is brought to you by the Alaska Highway Safety Office. Tyler Wilson trying to stay alive on his own here, 1-2. As he 2-2 rather, as he takes that pitch up, it's going to be 3-2. Count is full on Wilson. Batter looming on deck in the form of Ricky Nunez, who came on to pinch run in the 7th.
Outside of the first inning, the Miners have not had a 1-2-3 inning, so Wilson keeps that streak going.
Yep, a walk down to first, so Wilson battling back. He manages to take a walk. It's Ricky Nunez. First at bat of the day for the outfielder. From Mount San Jacinto College in California. Plans to transfer to Cal Poly next year. Nunez has an opportunity. Wilson, who's been thrown out ceiling today, probably not going to be running. Runner on first, 2 away. Nunez hailing from Riverside, California.
No, Wilson represents that go-ahead run at first. Not going to try and waste that, but Ricky Nunez,
taking ball 1 there.
He's been plugged into a number of roles for this Miners team as the year's gone on, and one thing he really appreciates is getting these at-bats. He's a great hitter, and he can send it the opposite way. Just hasn't been getting as many at-bats.
Takes that one up, and Matt Magno now out to the mound to talk to Kindrich. I mean, it feels like every 2-0 count they're having a meeting at the mound. Nunez waits patiently at the plate.
It could be just an effort from Magno to keep him from spiraling. Obviously, when you're stuck after a 4-ball walk or losing an 0-2 like he had against Wilson, it's going to feel like you're losing control a bit. They want to make sure they keep Kindrich out there so they don't have to dip into their third yet, but they still do have warming up going on in the bullpen. Miners looking pretty relaxed in theirs.
That pitch is fouled away. Nunez 2-1.
The sun's really out now.
Sun is out indeed. It's warmed up a few degrees. 2-1 on Nunez. Here it is. Breaking ball just in. 3-1. Nunez is 1 pitch away from moving that tying run, or the go-ahead run rather, into scoring position.
Had some more speed to the base path, and Aaron Walters stands in the on-deck circle. Already has a home run and a single.
As he swings here and puts this one in the air, shallow center, calling everyone off is McCormick. He'll glove it, and that's the end of the minor eighth. They do get a 2-out walk, but can't bring him around. We'll head to the ninth. We're tied here from Mulcahy at 2, and we'll be back in just a few moments. We begin the ninth inning as Johnny Graham steps to the plate for the Chinooks.
Leading off the ninth for the Chinooks, number 22 left fielder Johnny Graham.
In left field today, it's 3-4-5 in the order due up. Evan Floyd back out for another inning as he unleashes ball one there up. 1-0 on the Northern Colorado product, Johnny Graham.
Johnny Graham, now for his 5th plate appearance of the game.
As he takes a big hack at that for strike one.
Hasn't had a whole lot of success so far either. Did manage to get on in the first, but only on a throwing error from Casey Rother out of the hot corner.
Graham in. 1-1 pitch. Strike two, outside edge. Graham behind, 1-2. Still throwing in the Chinook bullpen and nothing for the minors. We've seen throwing in the Chinook bullpen for the last couple of innings, but they've stuck with Kindred.
Right now, Floyd's just hoping to hand over a tie game to his team.
And he helps his cause there, striking him out, swinging. Johnny Graham down on strikes for the second time today, 0 for 5, and now he's going to get Hayden Keller, who's struck out a couple of times himself.
If Floyd can work a 1-2-3 inning, he hands over the walk-off potential to his squad.
Keller in. Left-handed batter, first pitch. Swung on, hit pretty hard, left center field, long run. Wilson still going, diving grab, and he made the catch. Tyler Wilson, highlight reel in left center field. How about that? A Grand Canyon product ranging into the left center field gap to take away sure extra bases from Hayden Keller.
Well, that didn't take very long. More of a line out than anything, as Wilson had to be moving constantly to get there and barely made the grab. A beautiful save by Wilson, so 2 away.
Joe Brazil to the plate next. First pitch, fastball, strike one. goes ahead.
Brazil's had a bit of a mixed bag so far today. 2 strikeouts, a walk, and a single, so got a bit of everything going for him today.
0-1, swing and a miss, and Evan Floyd is in ahead 0-2. The Miners could somehow score in the 9th and get out of this without giving up any runs. Floyd would be the winning pitcher. 0-2 on Joe Brazil. Here it is. Foul ball, just got a piece of that fastball. Fouls it to the screen. Still alive is Brazil, 0-2. Josh Scheck sits on deck.
Brazil's been pretty solid at limiting strikeouts until today. Only 8 on the year, but chance to pick up his 3rd today.
And that's exactly what he's gonna do. Strikes out Joe Brazil swinging. Evan Floyd with a really good 9th inning. And we're on to the bottom of the 9th. We'll see if the Miners can walk it off here from Mulcahy Stadium, and we'll be back in just a few moments. We start the bottom of the 9th, and Casey Rother, the first to the plate against a new pitcher, Josh Harrell. Josh Harrell on. For the Chinooks, Harrell working against Rother. First pitch fastball, strike 1, Harrell. Right-hander coming in from Redlands Community College, Kentucky. On the year, Harrell has been pretty good. 2.25 ERA as Rother hacks at that one, fouling it away, and it's quickly 0-2.
Miners have walked off games in a variety of ways so far this season, but haven't seen a walk-off hit. One of the only missing pieces from this team's resume. But right now they need to focus on getting a man on. Rother behind 0-2.
0-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded back up the middle. That's going to get into center field. A leadoff single for Casey Rother. He's aboard with his third hit of the third hit of the day. Rother aboard, having himself a day. And that go-ahead winning run sits at first.
Well, giant gap between the shortstop and second baseman there, as Mullins and McCormick, neither of them even close. Rother able to make it a 3-hit game and put the winning run at first.
Now it's Aaron Walters as he fouls that pitch away on the bunt. Walters would love to be able to move him over.
Wouldn't mind a walk-off home run either, but right now he's focusing on the next pitch. As 0-1.
Walters into swinging. Has a home run on the day. Check over at Rother, and that was pretty close over at first base, but he's back in safely.
Also had a single in his first at-bat, working a 2-for-4 line, but last time up, striking out.
Squares the bunt here, and he gets it down up the first baseline, fielded by Sheck. He'll go to McCormick, who's covering first, and that'll be a sac bunt for Aaron Walters. And now the winning run is on second base. 1 out, Jared Sweeney, the chance to play hero. He's already done it once this year on a walk-off walk. Sweeney also earlier this year against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots on a long road trip, second game of that road trip, had a go-ahead hit by pitch. He's found his way aboard in big moments, even without getting hits. First pitch here, he takes a huge hack and misses 0-1.
Right now, the Lehigh boys trying to play hero for the Miners. Rother in scoring position at second.
He's got a good size lead over there at second. Mullins holding him on. 0-1. Swung on, hit pretty deep right field. Headed back. Ferris still going back, and he dropped the ball. Sweeney around first. He's going to head back there. Only up to third is Rother, as he thought that ball was going to be caught. Sweeney hammered that into right field. It almost got out of here. Instead, that's going to go down as probably an error on the right fielder Ferris, and it's going to be first and third with just 1 out.
Well, lucky there, Rother didn't have more of a leadoff. If that hadn't gotten down, even the throw in was a bit errant. Could have brought him home. Instead, Sam Thompson going to get a chance to try and be hero, as he's already got 1 hit in the game. No RBIs to his name so far.
Big opportunity for the man at the plate. Sam Thompson, infield in. Runners at the corners. 1 away, as stepping out, calling time is Thompson. Harrell has 1 loss on the year, a 1-1 record, and that 1 loss came on the walk-off walk to Jared Sweeney. Here's the pitch. Sweeney taking off, and that's a free base as he moves up to second. Ball 1. Yeah, no chance to get Sweeney there. A huge lead, and if they tried to throw down, that move really by Sweeney to steal second is to maybe entice a throw down to second, but there was none there.
That or just simply trying to avoid the double play. Only 1 out in the inning.
Now a base open, as now they're going to walk Sam Thompson. Or rather, maybe they're not walking Sam Thompson. He threw the bat aside as to say maybe he got intentionally walked. There's an ongoing conversation between both dugouts to the home plate umpire. Tyler LeBrun asking, was that an intentional walk? Evidently not. Thompson back in. It's a 1-0 count. So, interesting to see they didn't intentionally walk. It would set up a double play. But they're playing for the out at home right now. Thompson, 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up, but out of play over the press box, 1-1.
Anything deep would seal it, as Rother does have some speed to him, so he can make it to the plate if he has a leadoff. But a walk-off hit, like we said, it's the one missing piece we haven't seen from this minor comeback season. They're truly being the rally in the valley, trying to rally once again.
Thompson with a chance. Swings here, grounder to third. Picked up by Brazil, and they're going to get the out. No advance. Thompson grounds out to third, so playing in the infield works to perfection. Sam Thompson out number 2, and now things are all up to Josh Mrozek, who on the day so far has taken an 0-for-3 line. He has been hit by a pitch. Infield now playing back. It's going to take a hit.
So from one golden flash to the other, and Mrozek is going to pick up the intentional walk.
So they're going to walk Morozic. And they're going to get to David Bermudez. And
Bases loaded.
it's interesting now that they didn't decide to walk with 1 out and a base open. Could have set up the double play now. Walking Morozic. I mean, a walk forces in a run and ends the game, but it's paid off at least for half of it as they were able to get the out. So now bases loaded, 2 away, David Bermudez. Game tied here in the 9th. First pitch from Harrell, swing and a miss. Bermudez behind a fastball, elevated and in. Swinging through it, 0-1.
Bermudez isn't just thinking walk-off hit, he's thinking walk-off grand slam with a swing like that. Just needs to make solid contact. Maybe that is why they walk Morozic. He's a great contact hitter, so he's able to put it in play.
0-1. Here's the pitch to Bermudez. Swung on line! Just foul and almost caught by the third baseman, Brazil, who laid out into foul territory. It's going to be 0-2.
Bermudez has the right idea, though, just unable to keep it fair. Lucky for him, honestly, if that were a few feet to the right near fair ground, Brazil likely would be sending this into extras.
That was so close, near the line. Staying alive. See another is Bermudez. He's in an 0-2 hole. Bases loaded, 2 outs. David Bermudez, New Jersey native, trying to get a hit. 0-2 pitch. And it missed away with a slider. Good take there. That was a good pitch to maybe get him to offer it. Instead, count is going to sit at 1-2.
Bermudez looking to end this game in regulation.
1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled the screen. He just got a piece of that fastball, so he'll stay alive. Gonna get another.
Does seem to be a little early on the timing right now. Not sitting back all the way. Pulled it to the left, obviously, on that foul ball. So, see if he can time it up now.
1-2. David Bermudez trying to play hero. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled away again. He's certainly hacking, trying to stay alive.
There's no doubt he's not an easy out. He's going to make you work for it and keep the pressure on with all these bases loaded. But all that matters is if Casey Rother from third can cross home plate.
1-2 to Bermudez. We're going to do it again. Here's the pitch. Swung on line into right center, but backing up is the second baseman, McCormick. The Chinooks again get out of a bases-loaded jam.
For the third straight inning.
We're headed to extras. Miners 2, Chinooks 2. Chinooks will have a runner at second to start the inning. We'll be back here from Anchorage in just a few moments. We begin extras here in Anchorage as Josh Sheck steps up to the plate.
Baseman number 35.
Runner at second is Joe Brazil as the on-by rule runner to begin the 10th. It's been a long game, 3+ hours. First pitch, missed, ball 1. Sheck trying to bring in that runner. It's Evan Floyd back out for the Miners. We're 2 scoreless. This is his 3rd inning of work. Here's the pitch, squaring to bunt and getting it down up the 3rd baseline. This is going to be a tough play. Sweeney up with the throw to first is not in time. Josh Sheck bunts for a single. Brazil moves to 3rd, and with nobody out, the Chinooks have runners at the corners.
There's that pesky nature of the Chinooks showing up again. We've seen them throw down plenty of bunts even in a single inning. Right there, just continuing the trend as they're... I don't think it's a debate. They're the best in the ABL when it comes to laying down the bunt.
Batter at the plate is Colby Ferris. First pitch swung on and grounded through the left side, base hit. Brazil in to score, and the Chinooks retake the lead. The first time since the bottom of the 4th inning, the Chugiak Eagle-River Chinooks lead this ball game 3-2. Still no one out. Floyd sets. He's going to face Matt Magno, who's already squaring the bunt. Long look by Floyd. Here's the pitch. Way inside, and that's going to go to the backstop. Doesn't even need to bunt to move him up at 2nd and 3rd. Still no one out.
Well, right now it's just one thing after another for Floyd.
Number 17.
Hasn't recorded the out still, and behind 1-0 with 2 on and no way.
This is turning into a disaster scenario for the Miners. 1-0. Swung on, hit into right center field, and that ball is going to split the gap all the way to the wall. Rother up with it. Magno around 2nd. He'll hold there. It's a 2-run double for Matt Magno, and the Chugiak Eagle-River Chinooks lead 5-2.
Well, just put it perfectly where nobody could get there, and Rother had no chance of chasing that one down. More of a liner put into the gap, and so they've extended their lead and more than doubled it with that bat.
And if the Miners do indeed end up losing this game, they can really fault nobody but themselves. They had so many chances with the bases loaded, but couldn't find a way to bring a run around. Bubba Walters now out to the mound to talk to Evan Floyd, as now there's some hurried throwing in the Miner pen.
Showed no real signs of this in the previous inning. Like you had said, 2 scoreless prior to this one. But right now, Floyd, facing a bit of an implosion on the mound, needs to at least record an out, get themselves back into this one.
Still no one out. McCormick at the plate. Miners down 3 here in the 10th. It's been bunt, single, single, double. Chinooks hitting the ball well. Kermit at the plate. Miners trying to at least get him out. First pitch, squaring to bunt, and he bunts it to the foul screen. 0-1.
Well, they've seen the bunt work plenty of times already, so I guess why not go back to it? Just continuing to try and pile on here. Still none away.
Squaring to bunt again, this time popping it up back to the screen. Foul ball. 0-2, Floyd a strike away from the first out of the inning.
Not an impossible situation for the Miners by any means. They've come back from worse, but right now, not a whole lot of room for error, as they have to be nearly perfect to make up this 3-run deficit. And first, they need to get out of the top of this 10th.
The pitch swung on and grounded foul. McCormick, 0-2 count still.
So far, we've seen more scoring in this inning than we had all game.
0-2. Swung on, popped up, and that's going to drift back out of play. 0-2 on McCormick still.
Still searching for that first put away of the 10th, and they could badly use it here.
Floyd. First base side of the rubber. 0-2 again. Fastball popped up, foul ground. That's going to drift back into the seats over the Chinook dugout.
Hasn't thrown a ball here, but also can't get the out.
0-2 still on McCormick. We sit at 2:10 p.m. local time. Floyd from the stretch, the 0-2. Swung on and fouled away again. We'll do it once again. A long at bat. 4 foul balls.
Can't say he didn't go down fighting. So far in this game, it's still been a 0 for 3 line for Patty McCormick, but he's making the 4th tougher on Floyd.
As this ball is popped up, long run into foul ground for Morozic, and he can't get it. Drops harmlessly out of play, and Patty McCormick continues to be a pest.
Miners can't buy an out right now.
Count sits at 0-2, still on McCormick, Northern Illinois Husky. Floyd has got to be frustrated right now. And another foul ball. How about this battle?
Make that 6 in this at-bat alone. He is just making sure there's nowhere to put him.
Kermit's also making sure there's going to be no balls left ready for next game. 6 foul balls this at-bat. Pitch number 9 coming. Here it is. Swung on and popped up into fair play. Backing up is Morozic. He'll make the catch. And short right center. That's the first out of the inning. As Floyd finally gets it. And now it'll be Will Batts and the top of the order.
Took 9 pitches in that at-bat alone to finally record the first out, but it looks like that might be the last one that Floyd gets to record on the day.
And it is indeed Tyler LeBron out of the dugout. He'll take the ball from Floyd, and we'll have a pitching change here at Mulcahy. We're going to take a short break and be back in just a moment. Will Bats will step in and face new pitcher Lance Santerre for the Miners as we play with 1 out and Matt Magno on second in the 10th. First pitch, fastball, call the ball, 1-0. Santerre, the lefty from Delta Community College, will be transferring to the University of San Francisco. Next year, he's got a 6.19 ERA on the year. 4 games, 3 starts, 16 total innings. Pitch off the plate, it's 2-0. Santerre falling behind and probably not the scenario you want to be in. Santerre being brought on as a lefty to face a couple of lefties in a row as Bats and then Mullins. 2-0 pitch coming. Call the ball, 3-0. Now he's way behind. Santerre got what he wants. 3-0 pitch. A called strike, 3-1.
There's his first strike called, so finally sees the signal from the home plate umpire. Hopefully that can get him going here as he's still behind 3-1.
3-1 coming, here it is. Strike 2 at the knees. Santerre battling back a little bit, it's 3-2.
Pushed it full, so see who breaks first as Miners looking for their second out here in the 10th and to get a chance to start their own rally.
Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled deep down the left field line, still 3-2.
First time we've seen Bats swing here against Santerre as he's let the first 5 go by without even swinging.
It's 3-2 now. Lefty on lefty, here it comes. Swung on and hit into short right center field, and that ball's going to drop in. Rother up with it, but another run will cross. It's 6-2 Chinooks here in the 10th.
And I'm not sure what they did between the 9th and 10th inning, but this team really woke up as they've more than generated the offense that they had earlier in this game. Make that 4 runs.
So 6-2, a 4-run advantage indeed, and now to the plate is going to be John Mark Mullins, who's not only left-handed, he's a switch hitter. We have rarely seen him batting from the right-hand side, but he is right here. First pitch swung on and fouled away, and a constant of this inning has been foul balls by the Chinooks. They've been able to foul off pitches. That ball hit by Will Bats wasn't hit all that hard, but a blooper into the right center gap played it a run, and standing at first is Bats. Santerre just trying to work around any more damage. There's a pitch low for a ball. It's 1-1.
It's got to be tough coming into a game with a deficit like this. Obviously not a save situation, but just looking to keep it minimal. Gets an offer there.
There's a strike. I don't think Mullins necessarily agreed, but he's down 1-2. Miners in the bottom of the 10th, at least we'll have top of the order coming up, but a long hill to climb, at least 4 runs. Runner takes off as that pitch is low and in, not even a throw down to second base. Be the easiest stolen base of his life for Will Bats as he moves up there.
Didn't even have to get down and dirty. He takes that one standing.
2-2 on John Mark Mullins. Here's the pitch. Swung on and grounded foul up the third base line.
There's another foul ball for you this inning.
Still 2-2.
Seems like all the offense for this game was backloaded into this inning. Still not over yet, and still looking for the second out, actually.
Comes the offering. 2-2 again. Swing and a miss. Santerre gets Mullins on strikes. Came with a breaking ball there. It's the second out of the inning, and now it is going to be the left fielder, form of Johnny Graham.
In brighter news, the Cubs won.
I hate the Cubs.
I love the
Kidding,
Cubs.
I don't actually hate them,
Number 22,
but
left fielder Johnny Graham.
I dislike them.
There may be a reason for interdivision rivalry,
Yeah,
maybe
makes
just
sense.
a bit, but
I'll agree.
we can both agree that we don't like
Hate
the
St. Louis
Cardinals.
Cardinals. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. First batter, Johnny Graham, as he takes ball one.
Miners, chance to get out of this inning. This would be the 8th batter marched up to the plate for the Chinooks in the 10th. Miners just looking to find some kind of answer.
There's a swing and a miss from Graham. Counts even 1-1. Losing pitcher if the Miners were unable to come back in the bottom of the 10th would be Evan Floyd. That would also be Floyd's first loss on the season. Santerre at the set. 1-1. Miss low and in. 2-1.
Is that normal here?
2-1 pitch. Here it comes. Runner taking off. It's away. Throw down to third is not in time. Will Batts with the second stolen base of the inning. Moves up to third there. Thompson's throw a little late. And the count sits at 3-1 on Johnny Graham.
Well, they're not even satisfied with just 4. This team wants to secure this win as much as they can. Even being aggressive to move closer to home plate. 2 away. And 3-1 count.
3-1. Swing and a miss. Behind on it. Counts full. 3-2.
They haven't lost one probably in over a decade or more.
Can the long inning finally come to an end for the Miners?
3-2 from Santerre. Swing and just got a piece of it. Foul ball. Remain 3-2.
Going to be giving Santerre a new ball.
This game next up between the Bucks and the Oilers will most definitely not start on time as we hit 2:23 local time.
When you guys start control 2 days and stuff.
Santerre at the set.
I asked about that for us.
3-2. Swing and a miss. Lance Santerre punches out a couple to end a long nightmare inning for the Miners. The Chinooks strike for 4 in the top of the 10th. We're headed to the bottom of the 10th. Can the Miners make a big time rally? We'll be back here from Mulcahy in just a bit. Top of the order due up for the Miners here as we begin the bottom of the 10th. Josh Harrell still out there as Rando swings and misses for strike one. Long hill to climb, down 4.
Not a whole lot of room for error right now for the Miners. If they want to really rally in this game, they need to have a similar approach to the Chinooks.
Bermuda is out at second, a 1 count. Here's the pitch to Rando. And it's up high, 1-1. Harrell from Redlands Community College would get credit for the win if they could hold on here in the bottom of the 10th. The loss would go to Evan Floyd.
So what was that? So he would have been
1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, strike 2. Rando down in the count 1-2. He fanned last time looking.
I think I coached 16. 10 balls, 7.
And leadoff batter first out would be really demoralizing to this team right now. Every single out matters.
1-2 pitch is up high, 2-2. On deck sits Tyler Wilson. Rando at the dish. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, low and away in the dirt, blocked by Magno. Count is full.
Getting on by a walk would be huge. Setting up Tyler Wilson, who's already had a pretty solid day.
3-2. At the set. Here's the full count pitch from Harrell. Swung on and fouled away. Rando just getting a piece of that. He'll stick around to see another.
One thing maybe the Miners are taking right back to him is the foul balls, as he's not going to go down easily on just a 3-strike swing.
Hooks trying to navigate. 3-2 pitch. And it missed in the dirt. Rando works his way into a walk after being down in the count. It'll be first and second. And the man to the plate is Tyler Wilson. And if he can reach, all of a sudden, tying run would be the man on deck.
44, Tyler Wilson.
Man on deck is Ricky Nunez. In the hole, waiting is Casey Rother.
Wilson looking for a hit here. The Miners really aren't in a situation where they can trade maybe outs for runs. Here's the pitch. And it is a ball, 1-0.
Plate discipline likely going to be the biggest philosophy in creating a comeback here. If they can get on with walks, that keeps it so that they don't accumulate any outs to move runners around.
Setting. 1-0. Swung on, grounded softly right side to check the first baseman over to get it. His throw to first is not in time. Oh my goodness, what was Josh Scheck doing there? He thought he had time to get it to the shortstop. Mullins covering second. Instead, it's going to be a base hit. Wilson beating out that throw to first. Yeah, it would be a base hit because he didn't it wasn't a throwing error. He didn't fumble it or anything. So now a meeting at the mound between Chris Beck and Josh Harrell. All of a sudden, the bases are loaded and the tying run sits at the plate.
And how about a 3-hit game with a walk for Tyler Wilson? So, talk about boosting your OBP. That's quite the day.
Josh Scheck. That play was really close at first, and I think Josh Harrell thought he had him out. He was surprised that Wilson was called safe, but he was. And the bases are loaded, nobody out.
Tying run comes to the plate. That's Ricky Nunez.
Miners have had so many chances with the bases loaded today. Can they finally get a run across?
Number 14.
They've even had the bases loaded with 0 outs and not cashed in, so this team needs this.
Nunez with 1 extra base hit on the year. It was a double. No home runs. He could get into one here. That would be monumental. First pitch to him. Swung on, grounded up the third baseline, but that's going to go foul. He is behind 0-1.
So far, Ricky's day at the plate only had 1 appearance and flew out to the second baseman. McCormick able to get under it, just stepping on the grass.
0-1. Setting. is the right-hander. 0-1 pitch. Swung on, tapped back to the mound. He'll go to home. Snap throw over to first. There will be no throw. Fake throw by Magno. That'll be a fielder's choice as Josh Harrell steps off the mound and fires to Matt Magno to get the runner at the plate. Nunez, good speed up the line. He's safe at first. So tying run still coming to the plate with 1 out. Casey Rother has a lot of power. 9 doubles on the air, has a home run as well.
Well, the Miners are knocking on their door. They just have to deliver, and right now they've set themselves up well. It's about whether or not they can add some RBIs, as leaving men on base has been a major problem for them in this game.
Bases loaded, 1 out. First pitch to Rother. Breaking ball in the dirt. Just got away from Magno, but he's on it quickly to snag it. 1-0.
Seemed like Harrell knew immediately as well when it left his hand as he was heading towards home plate. Miners down but not dead yet.
1-0 on Rother. Here's the pitch. Swung on, jam shot, foul ground, long run, Sheck. He won't get it. It'll get out of play. 1-1.
Casey Rother also has a 3-hit game, and all 3 hits came in his last 3 plate appearances, so he's red hot right now. But will he be able to make it 4 and keep this going?
Looking to find a way. 1-1 count. Here's Harrell's pitch. Swung on, popped up, foul ground, pretty much the same spot out of play for Casey Rother. Now he's down 1-2.
Well, a 4-hit game would look awfully impressive to the scouts that are coming out for these showcases.
1-2, Rother against Harrell. Rother choking way up on the bat now. 1-2. Missed in the dirt and away. 2-2. Rother way choked up on that bat. And still choking up on 2-2. Harrell's 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball up high. Rother in a full count.
Walk's a possibility, and standing in the on-deck circle right now is Aaron Walters.
Already has a home run today. If Rother could reach, Walters would be the winning run. Harrell, 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Rother put down on strikes. Went up in the zone to get it. And the Miners are down to their last out here in the 10th.
Once again, a situation of bases loaded, no outs. Unable to advance anyone with the first 2 batters. And now Aaron Walters is the only one standing between the Chinooks and a win in this game.
Walters had that home run in the 4th. Bases loaded, 2 away. Miners try not to leave the bases loaded for the 4th time today. First pitch swung on and fouled over the booth. That was a little scary. Pretty much straight up against us, just a little bit over our heads. I still don't trust this glass, for anybody wondering. This has been, I think, my 6th game here, and I've been saying this since game 1. I do not trust this glass whatsoever. So if you hear a shatter, that's probably what it is. 0-1 pitch. Swung on, hit into right center field. That ball's in the gap. Bats long run, but it's going to be Ferris cutting him off, and the Chugiak Eagle-River Chinooks managed to take this one 6-2. The Miners, for another inning, leave the bases loaded, this time with nobody out, and they can't capitalize. Miners losing today by the score of 6-2. Winning pitcher for the Chinooks, Josh Harrell. Taking the loss for the Miners, it's Evan Floyd, who moves to 1-1 on the year. Miners back in action, doubleheader tomorrow. Sean will have the first game against the Peninsula Oilers at 3 p.m. I'll have the capper at 7 p.m. against the Anchorage Bucks. Thank all of you for listening. Miners, once again, back in action tomorrow with a couple of games. Hope you guys can join us for that. Hopefully our stream quality is updated by then. But for now, Miners 6-2 losers. They'll be back in action tomorrow, and we'll see you then. Have a good night, everyone.